bringing good things. Adoatv, bringing good things. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
For joining us on today's News Bulletin. This is the AM News coming to you live from our studios at the John Evans Fifiata Mills High Street in Accra. We are also streaming live on Facebook at Adoatv Ghana, on YouTube at Adoatv GH, and around the world at adoanewsonline.com. My name is Jonathan Amanal. Coming up in this bulletin, the Minister for Defense, Honorable Dominic Nitiwa, stated that consultations are ongoing for purchase of a wide-body aircraft for government. Also in this bulletin, the Minister for Local Government has stated that we should not go to the Birth and Death Registry head office for birth certificate. Later in this bulletin, following the NPP annual delegate conference, Ashanti Regional Minister direct MMDAs to remove all billboards ahead of the event. We have the details to that and more right to the news bulletin. Do stay. Thanks for staying with us. Remember, this is your hub of comprehensive and compendious news. My name is Jonathan Amana. To our very first story. The Defense Minister, Honorable Dominic Nitiwo, has given a hint to Parliament that consultations are far advanced by the ministry to purchase a wide-body aircraft for government business. The process, which he says will triggered by the Ghana Armed Forces, would see to the supply of assets for the Ghana Air Force and Ghana Navy to enable the armed forces efficiently defend the nation.
Rise to ask the Honorable Minister for Defense the nature of the steps the ministry has initiated to purchase a new presidential jet, as announced by Director of Communications at the Presidency, Mr. Eugene Ahim, on 27 September 2021, and what is the policy justification for the purchase of a new presidential jet? I thank you.
Mr. Speaker, the Ghana Air Force has indeed written to the Minister for Defense to procure for the use of government business the main aircraft for the communications squadron of the Ghana Air Force. The policy and strategy of the Ghana Air Force has been to maintain a minimum of 2 fixed-wing aircraft, which consist of a main aircraft, which is a wide-body aircraft, and supporting aircraft that are required to undertake thorough and effective government business. Mr. Speaker, in the absence of the wide-body aircraft, the Ghana Air Force has temporarily been using the CASA 295 to fill in for the shortfalls and gaps created by the non-availability of the specific aircraft designed for this task. It must be noted, however, that the CASA 295 is not suitable for government business in view of its design and features, which makes it a pure military aircraft. Mr. Speaker, however, consultations are ongoing with government, parliament, religious bodies and trade unions on the purchase of a new aircraft for the Ghana Air Force and Ghana Navy ships to enable the Ghana Armed Forces effectively defend our nation and carry out their duties as we expect. I thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm that all of us, from the indication I get from all the consultations, is that it is paramount, especially because we do not have Ghana Airways, it is paramount to have an aircraft that can do government business. Mr. Speaker, the logbook of the CASA 295, which is a pure military aircraft, is so full that it is not safe for us to continue to rely on the military to be using a pure military aircraft to be ferrying government officials. And government officials include members of parliament. In fact, one of the bodies that use the military aircraft is MPs. If you check the records, the members of parliament use the military.
Away from that to some other development, the Minister for Local Government, Decentralization and Rural Development, Mr. Dan Botwe, has disclosed to Parliament that they have taken all prerequisite measures in ensuring that acquisition and issuance of birth certificate is decentralized, which means nobody is expected to go to the head office of the registry in search of birth certificate, which is now being issued at the district offices of the registry.
The functions of the birth and death registry has been decentralized, and it is decentralized. Right, Honorable Speaker, the member is asking why to reduce the frustrations applicants go through at the birth and death registry head office in Accra. And Honorable Speaker, the issue is birth and death certificates are issued in their districts. They have registration of infants up to the age of 1. You are given a certificate. It is only when you want a certified true copy that you apply to the head office. So you don't go to the head office for a birth certificate. If for some reason your parents did not register you up to age 1, then you fall into the category of late registration. And that you can only be registered, you apply to the head office, they will refer you to where you were born to get an entry number to be registered by the birth and death registry. It is different from applying for a certified true copy of your birth certificate. That is what people may want to go and apply at the headquarters in Accra. But you don't go to the headquarters in Accra for your normal birth certificate. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Exact note, all and sundry are advised to go to the various district offices for their birth certificates other than the head office of the birth and death registry. Now, away from that, let's move to the Ashanti region. The Ashanti Regional Minister, Simon Osei Mensah, has directed all MMDAs within the Ashanti region to remove all billboard, posters and banners of persons seeks to contest key positions in the party ahead of the NPP Annual Delegates Conference slated for Saturday, December 18, 2021 to Monday, December 30, 2021. This follows a directive by the NPP Steering Committee to all aspirants to remove billboards within Kumasi ahead of the National Delegates Conference. Billboards, posters and banners of aspirants have taken over major street of Kumasi to welcome delegates attending the National Delegate Conference this weekend.
The party's National Steering Committee has taken a decision that this conference, they don't want any aspirant to erect any billboard or put banners within Ashanti region, especially within the Greater Kumasi area. And they've directed that they should remove all of them. And as a result of that, I've come out with a release that they should remove all of them by midnight tomorrow. And if they fail, then I will have to do the work because they've given the responsibility to me, and I have to ensure that I don't see any billboard, banner or posters of any potential aspirant within the region. And that is what I'm going to do. So at the tail end of the release, you realize that I've directed the MMDCs also to ensure that they remove all such items within their jurisdiction.
Interesting. Now, let's still stay in the Ashanti region. Meanwhile, some MPP group in the Ashanti region threatening to stage a demonstration alleging that they've been neglected by the regional executives of the New Patriotic Party after the party won power in 2016. According to them, their toil and support during the 2016 electioneering campaign contributed to the victory of the party. Hence, they are giving executives of the party a 3-day ultimatum to pay heed to their call and give the needed support they deserve as party members, or else they will stage a massive demonstration during the annual delegates conference of the party, which is slated for Saturday, December 18, 2021.
We identifiable groups, you took us from grassroots, but now I know they have regret us. They don't know us. We cannot go to the elder peoples. We cannot contact them. Even we cannot even call them. They will not. They not take your phone. They don't mind you. They right now they get their position. They don't mind you. You as identifiable groups, they don't know you. They don't mind you. Since we are campaigning, we didn't campaign online. We didn't campaign online. We campaign physically, room by room, house to house. But now, if anything opportunity can, they tell you go to online, go and submit into online.
A lot. We have done a lot for this party, and we are expecting something meaningful. We haven't seen anything. We have our colleagues who are not working up to date. As I'm talking, a lot of people have gotten a lot of jobs. They have gotten a lot of jobs, but now, as I'm talking, none of us have received a contract.
Yeah, police crime this year, immigration this year, customs this year, and there's a prison service crime this year. Not more for fire crime, walk my pen crime, but if you could do ya, catch your kufuado say, and penny for woman we hear Bessia, and my ass woman here, Duma. And the group any discrimination, I hear. Or would you want to Ashanti identifiable group? And that's how break the 18 year old boy.
Chamaria Yohono, Empo from Ayane Sakatreno, Yohono, Tiadia Susu say, a bibiba, and a chamino, ya chamino, a bia, watana swa, 18 ya bre, ya nam form, ya walia gu, Chasaniama ya feminum, it's a man penning for 3 days.
Adoatv News will stay still to give you more as and when development unfolds in that stead. Interesting. But away from politics and then the NPP National Delegates Conference, the Court of Appeal has reversed Ekuapim Polo's 90-day jail term and instead has slapped her with a 12,000 Ghana cedis fine. The actress Rosamond Alade Brown, aka Ekuapim Polo, was slapped with a 90-day jail term by an Accra Circuit Court for the publication of nude and obscene materials for her 7-year-old son on social media in June 2020. She was arraigned over the publication of a nude picture with her son, publication of obscene materials, engaging in domestic violence, namely a conduct that in any way undermined other person's privacy and integrity, and engaging in domestic violence, namely conduct that in any way detracted or was likely to detract from another person's dignity and worth as a human being. She changed her initial plea of not guilty to guilty, and the circuit court convicted and sentenced her accordingly. However, she filed an appeal to the Accra High Court to challenge the 90-day jail term handed her on April 16, 2021. The High Court dismissed her application and said the sentence handed her by the circuit court was not manifestly excessive. She applied to the Court of Appeal and the jail term has been reversed and a fine of a 12,000 Ghana cedis imposed instead. The 3-member panel of the appeals court, presided over by Justice Henry Anthony Kofi, held that the 90-year jail term was fair. However, it was the considered view of the panel, which also had Justice Bright Mensah and Justice Eric Barr as member of the panel, took into consideration Polo's 7-year-old son and the fact that she was a single mother. The court therefore substituted the custodial sentence with a fine. In default, Polo will serve 90 days in prison. Away from that, let's treat some health-related matters. The World Health Organization, WHO, has warned that the new coronavirus variant, Omicron variant, is spreading through the world in an unrivaled rate. At the press conference on Tuesday, the chief of WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom, clearly said cases have been confirmed in 77 countries and probably in many others not yet detected.
More than 800,000 people in America have now died from the coronavirus, the highest recorded national death toll from the global pandemic. He further noted that the Omicron variant was first identified in South Africa in November, and since the country has had a surge in infections, a number of countries have introduced travel bans affecting South Africa and its neighbors following the emergence of the Omicron variant, but this has failed to stop the variant from spreading around the world. Dr. Tedros said he is very much concerned about why enough has been done to tackle the variant. Dr. Tedros reiterated concerns about vaccine inequity as some countries accelerate rollout of a booster shot in response to Omicron.
27 countries have now reported cases of Omicron, and the reality is that Omicron is probably in most countries, even if it hasn't been detected yet. Omicron is spreading at a rate we have not seen with any previous variant. We're concerned that people are dismissing Omicron as mild. Even if Omicron does cause less severe disease, the sheer number of cases could once again overwhelm unprepared health systems. I need to be very clear. Vaccines alone will not get any country out of this crisis. Countries can and must prevent the spread of Omicron with measures that work today. It's not vaccines instead of masks. It's not vaccines instead of distancing. It's not vaccines instead of ventilation or hand hygiene. Countries to roll out booster programs for their entire adult populations. WHO is concerned that such programs will repeat the vaccine hoarding we saw this year and exacerbate inequity. Let me be very clear. WHO is not against boosters. We are against inequity. Our main concern is to save lives everywhere. The order matters. giving boosters to groups at low risk of severe disease or death simply endangers the lives of those at high risk who are still waiting for their primary dose because of supply constraints. On the other hand, giving additional dose to people at high risk can save more lives than giving primary dose to those at low risk. Together, we will save the most lives by making sure health workers, older people, and other at-risk groups receive their primary dose of vaccines.
Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, the chief of the World Health Organization. If you're just joining, you're still watching the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifiata Mills High Street in Accra. Now let's look at happenings in the world of business. The Ministry of Finance has dismissed allegations that the 241,933,000 Ghana cedis allocation in the appropriations bill for the electronic transaction levy services has been dropped. It also denied claims that a private firm will be contracted to collect the levy on behalf of the government. Per a release from the ministry, it stated that the Ghana Revenue Authority is the state-mandated agency to collect the levies. Here are excerpts of what he said.
The attention of the Ministry of Finance have been drawn to social media publications claiming that government has dropped the allocation of the 241,933 million Ghana cedis for the e-transaction levy services in the 2022 budget, and it will therefore not appear in the appropriations bill. Additionally, the ministry is aware of agitations making rounds that a private company has been awarded a contract to collect the e-levy. Another agitation is that the services of the said private company have now been abrogated. The Ministry of Finance wishes to state that these allegations are all untrue. The Ghana Revenue Authority is a state agency mandated to provide for the collection services, the cost of which shall not exceed the standard cost of revenue mobilization, as it has always been the practice. The standard indicative cost is what is outlined in the budget. The Ghana Revenue Authority would manage all discussions to ensure full development of their current platforms and resources for the collection of the e-levy. On December 6, 2021, the Honorable Finance Minister provided full clarifications on the earmarking of the 241 million Ghana cedis as the e-levy service fee. For the avoidance of doubt and to prevent further misinformation, we reproduce the relevant sections of the minister's statement. It says, and I quote, "We do have an understanding with the Ghana Revenue Authority, which uses up to 3% of the money it collects from ensuring that they can make such collections. The 241 million Ghana cedis is therefore a reserve that is intended to put aside to facilitate GRA's collection for these resources," to quote the minister. Additionally, typically when you have new tax measures, there is the issue of refunds, and we usually make some compensations for that, sometimes 6% or so of the value, to ensure that if those refunds come, we'll be able to pay for them, the minister added. So in essence, this really would be on the backup for Ghana Revenue Authority in a way to ensure that all the problems that people envisage and the difficulties other countries have will be mitigated in Ghana. So we should be ready to support that. We wish to reiterate that the e-transaction levy remains one of the efficient means by which government would be able to raise the needed revenue to support the economic development program for the year 2022. The Ministry of Finance is therefore...
From the e-levy and its revolving matters, the General Secretary of the Food and Beverage Association of Ghana, Samuel Adoatv, has said Ghana needs to take off the bottlenecks to penetrate the West African market, stating that Ghana needs to have strong financing before the industry can partake in the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. He spoke to my colleague Najima Collison of the Business Desk.
I want to find out how the association body is working towards taking advantage of the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement, which has commenced on January 1, 2021.
Well, I should say that the African Continental Free Trade Agreement that came into force, it's have its own benefits and challenges.
Sure.
And initially when it was introduced, we realized that it has come to solve a lot of problems for our local industries. Why am I saying so? It was meant to open up the external market for industries in Ghana. But unfortunately, when we look at it as it stands now, we are still having some challenges in terms of assessing even just our immediate neighbors.
Have any of your members been able to be successful in terms of these continental trade?
Well, I won't say that they have been successful, because it's an ongoing trend and it has come to stay.
So any of the members have been able to...
Those who are exporting outside the Ghana enclave,
Sure.
I would say that yes, they have benefited and they will keep on expanding, because barring all challenges, if they're able to take out the bottlenecks.
Business news on our website on adoanewsonline.com/business. Now, in the world of sport, according to Minister for Youth and Sport, Honorable Mustafa Yusuf, the government of Ghana has been able to raise only $2 million out of the targeted $25 million preparations for the African Cup of Nations. Sports Minister Honorable Mustafa Yusuf confirmed the amount raised so far on the floor of Parliament.
Out of the amount, only $2 million has been raised.
Use this opportunity to announce to the country how much so far we have raised from the special presidential fundraising campaign for the Black Star and other national teams. It may be recalled that His Excellency President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, invited corporate Ghana to a breakfast meeting in order to raise $25 million to support government funding of our various national teams, especially the Black Stars. So far, corporate Ghana has supported us to raise an amount of $2 million. And I want, on behalf of His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, thank all those who have fulfilled their pledges. And I also want to use this opportunity to appeal to those who are yet to fulfill their pledges to do so, because we have so many upcoming international competitions for our national teams. As I have often said, Mr. Speaker, there is direct relationship between sponsorship or corporate support and excellent performance of our national teams, especially the Black Stars. Mr. Speaker, when Goldface Ghana decided to invest in the national team, it reflected on output, and the Black Star qualified for the Ghana's maiden senior men FIFA World Cup in 2006. Subsequently, support by other companies, including...
More business stories. The Black Challengers defeated the West African side Liberia 3 goals to 2 to win African Cup of Nations in Tanzania. Minister for Youth and Sport Honorable Mustafa Yusuf has announced that each member of the triumphant national amputee football team, Black Challengers, would be rewarded with an amount of $2,000. The Black Challengers players will receive $2,000 as reward for Clayton Gold at the 2021 African Cup of Nations for amputee football. This was revealed by the sports minister when he met the Black Challengers.
So that government can support you. So try as much as possible to find an amicable solution to the differences that you have within your federation, so that we'll be able to extend all the needed protocols. Also supporting the team. I understand there are nine-member team that went to Tanzania. So the 9 members, we are going to give each person, Mr. President, $2,000. Thank you very much. It's a little token that His Excellency we are doing, on behalf of His Excellency we are doing for them. But like you have requested, they have qualified for the World Cup. The government is ready to support, and we will indeed put a team in place. And my Deputy Minister and Chief Director will work with you to ensure that all the preparation that you are required towards the World Cup tournament you will be given. And
thanks for staying with us. But this is how far would come to you with the AM News right from our studios at the John Evans Fifi Mills High Street in Accra. For more news, do want to log on to our website on adoatv.online.com. Until then, my name is Jonathan Amma. Stay safe and have a good morning.
Suzy Ebafo ye ne CB men, CB women, CB malakyo ena ye di CB soap nso aba na moment neno ye bepese ye be kasa fa CB soap no kwan ye fa so e di use CB soap no ene hia ehun hia se onipe bi a wo Ghana ha ana asase so utumi use CB soap no bi CB soap ye di ye pedicure ene manicure pedicure ye brea wa apply CB soap ewo unase ene unentin na watnasi for some minutes na wahoro ne nyina wo rere no eye wo nase de no na na pedicure no e na afen so se o de ye onsem na no so hohoro na rere no na e manicure kwa ye fa so e de use CB soap na nkasa na me ba be kire no de we binum ho a wonsem no ayedin ama sabio ne nsa no kura ya akoakoa ebinum nsam tumi ye dendenden ma ne nsanum ni nyina paapae enu nti na Suzy Ebafo yakofa CB Herbal Soap edi abase wo sa haw ni nyina bia ka wakoma to yam ukoto CB soap no bia oba udi nsuo di kan fa onsam na fide weti soap no bia obema na dos wonsam nsati nka ho odi be fa onsayam ni nyina ne onsantam ni nyina uya ne sa wi obetena se fiti 10 to 15 minutes no wa hohoro ni nyina the moment adi soap no be fa onsam a obehohoro no na soap na hoden ekita no na ne onsam eye dead cells ni nyina nti me say o men ko use blade because blade ha one hwe na akwa nti use small knife and say scissors se o buy scissors no mu mienu se ya na o dia rewre onsam fini nyina se o ye ba ko wie na se na onsam no mu aye no eya no wajai enye ma wo betumi asan apply second soap no so bi na no so watena se for sa bre no o hohoro ana wasan rewre bonso onsam be ye moton kama na ono yire ana o partner bi hia wetumi de onsafa ne honam no so ana ye kɔ biai bi na se ye tia o so wetumi etie bi se bia onentin ana se opese odi CB soap no eye pedicure ewo onase a ebia o 19 enye din onentin empaipa ya ubedi kan di nsu afa onentin no onase no na wetin CB soap no bi na odi asrasra onentin no onase ni nyina se odi sra onentin no onase ni nyina wie na opese odi si nsu mu a kwan wo ho nemu ubetwen be 55 to 10 minutes time ansana odi esinsumu ni enti etisa ne se odi sra 19 no sisi ya na odi sunsumu eba horo ne nyina edubre na orere abon se enye adwuma bi amfa ma wo enti se opese odi sunsumu after 10 minutes no na wasan de esinsumu to di sunsumu so for 10 minutes ana fidi ohoro a na wa rere ebeyi dead cells ni nyina ebeyi fine wo 19 ni nyina na bibia aye fine
CB Herbal Soap, who is say? Who got it now? Your Bemampo. She said you use CB Herbal Soap the tree now. The Nasi Ninti. She said now I CB Herbal Soap. It works like magic. We are now we are correct. My feel it. Why be me? When you could yak nimem slippers in what any perfect Nasi. CB Herbal Soap. Perfect. And you think I recommend myself. So person now we come out. We 19 papa there. Always need use CB soap. Eba, and you put her. Wash. Abba.
Nia to subium ebia 19 no aye dedendenti na oye. Bra odi asre wie na wa twen ahohoro a rere ni nyina ewie no. Na fe de wet soap no kakra e de ato scrubber no so na odi atwi 19 no. Ebia oni scrubber bia wo ho oni abo bia wo ho no mo a. Wobetimi ati soap no kakra de ato rough cement ana abo bia so ye rough so. Na odo 19 na twitwi so. Oye ne sa every week bia ye no mpemio na 19 nyina be fefefe na ye mre. Yen 19 ne nase no e cells a etumi nyin. Nti se 19 na anase o nase na ye cells na etumi nyin no. Se enyiya na cells no wu na ohia mpaboa na heat ne kana eno do ye hwan ebe yi sent. So your ban na okru was a problem no bi. Wo your bema na wa was a problem no bi. Abomodin ase obenya sibi soap no bi. Okoto bi ba. Fa nsuo di kan fa 19 no nase. Na fa soap no bi srasra 19 no nase ni nyina. Na twen be 10 to 15 minutes. Hohoro ni nyina na fe di pe small knife na scissors. Fa rere sa dead cells na wo 19 no nase ni nyina. Utumi yesa wi a. Odo pampaboa no hye no 1 month na yi. Ole 90 cent bia wom. Suzy Heba for your drink and for whom pa ye 19 year bia ye nin sheda nko ho nemum sika wo tumi de titompa sika wo betumi atiska kese de akoto wo dem nkonwa no utie konwa no ma empempi no tumi sisa onan edi sisi nkonwa no ebinum 19 tumi ye rough ama papa ya ma omutumi de tete bedsheet timi srew bomodin na abrenia bibia be use sibi soap no bi edi aye pedicure ni manicure anase odi be yi 19 ni unasi fin eni unsemu fin na boa na bibie tumi aye kama sibi soap no onipa dase ni bia wa asase so bia no betumi use ena afen so se oyo bia wa propro ye foot rot na obedi kan pe cotton o te cotton na kakra o de cotton no be bonsuo na we bie soap no so o de fafa ni boko ehuro bi beba cotton num fafa unan ni ntem no o de femu a 10 minutes per hohoro anase kona kodware nti me advice say abreni abrebia no so foot rot na be use sibi soap na use no bra why ready anopa e bia opese wo kwakodware uye no anopa ne anwumre a wo foot rot ni nyina ebeko eyemwa na ewom e no mu didi unan ni ntem no apropro no enye ye nantem kwa na yewu apropro tumi ye nsa ntem nyina ye won krofu bi wo Ghana ha adwuma omo ye enu nti abrebia na ninsa da nsuo mu ntino omutumi nya insantem apropro ne bi sa wo so wo sa ha wo ne bi amesrew unya cotton eni sibi soap no bi a ti cotton ne kakra fa bo nsuo sa wo di bo nsuo no wi a fafa soap ne ni boko ro na beba cotton no no fafa unsa ne ntem no mame eno so 10 minutes no wa hohoro uta ye na nopa eni anwumre bia so ha no nyina no ebe feel so na wade ho na bibia tumi aye fine
sibi Heba soap amanfo agiato eye samra ye di hwe ye na ho edi na ho na me ni atronchro akrobato mun na mama ya akrobato eti abibia me kanfo ade papa na de mama mi anka se ma yusubi ma wo se ma yusubi enipa me na mo di sibi Heba soap mo da e doso obi asem o kan bia ya sem papa e hyen kran se akrobato samana mo di bedwa so no si before di bedwa eye samana papa se wo nanti wo nase wo di ba saso wo yi ho nyina kakaka bo so wo na wa se akola foforo no adansi di na media ma wo nintimi ni anipa bia nim ento ade bone ma wo because of my credibility. I'll never lie to you. Me peme man for accept. Na me do me man. Na me die me nya no so me nya ready say me say no anasem din kika bia be kaka ho. Ne say sibi Heba soap nko ade me me gina dia that say eye papa Toby na be hu say di sitie. Sibi ana Ghana ma any member yet don't want it. We always thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, the herbs and the yes sibi Heba soap. Ya wondro no bebre wo hodoma ye de pedicure ni manicure use so abra wo use ne mo no na eno mo e ma o 90 na ye den by sibi soap ntisa mo na wo use sibi soap no na e ma o 90 no e ye mre fine any side effect bia
sibi soap no metompa obi wo ha ono no wo mane dia obe use shampoo we wo hunu so na no no wo de man na wo say no an say wo de aye nipa ne nan na wo atwia na aye fine wo bia na wo say wo de wo foot bibi a massage no wo ye bi a massage na asa nti no no ye easier e mom na ye adwuma so fine me pa cho wo what sibi soap na wo so hwe no bo modern na kope ba ko wo kun fi adwuma ba wo de mountain na fa ye ne na fa no bon komo wo bia twitwuma no na wa wo be hu say na wo ko na be
me mitimi fa me pe enkanfo bibi ma wo mitimi fa me pe e ma wo nyi bibi ni preko pesa na Ghana ye nyina dan adie ansan me kam bibi no e fa dro ana bibi ni pa yusu di kono video na ni pa bia na adie fo ajato me akrobato aka who knows tomorrow me catch will say sibi eba soup no adie fo ajato they have proved that it's good for human being to use.
Sibi soap no pebia to a uko drugstore, pharmacy, herbal shop, cosmetic shop. Just provision stores ahodo bebiri wo Ghana hanom kra na omuton Sibi herbal soap no bu. Obetumi afre Suzy herbal fo ewo telephone numbers amede ba be ma we so. Ne edi kan no eye 0247 11 1671. Ne to sumi no ye 0246 578750. Near to Sumi and Saye 0240 952027. Meda Ashafonyina Ase.
Unto us a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Torto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out, Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Morning Ghana, good morning wherever you listening to us or watching us from across the globe on Facebook. Hey, I don't know if we've reached YouTube yet, but if you're watching us from YouTube, good morning to you as well wherever you are, and I believe I can wish you Merry Christmas. We are still in the spirit. I feel the Christmas in the weather. I feel it very well because I have a long list of expectations, and I know Sasu is ready to fulfill his. Jonah is here. I've seen him this morning, and I'm very ready to collect my package before he leaves. Yes, so to all of you there, I don't know what you're feeling, and I don't know how you're experiencing or expecting the Christmas, but remember that it's not just about what you collect and what you receive, but you also have to stretch out your hands and give. The feeling of Christmas, the joy of Christmas is about giving, because remember that Christmas itself is a celebration of the life of Christ, who was giving, God's only Son, who was giving, the only begotten, who was giving for you and for me. So remember, it's about giving. I have a list of those I want to give to, but before that, for all my viewers, this message of giving is for you. I'm giving out this good message to you. It says, celebrate your small wins. Celebrate your small wins. Now, how do you do that? When you think of your big goals, sometimes you start feeling overwhelmed. Why? Because big goals don't get achieved right away. Instead, you need to create mini goals, okay, smaller ones, which will result into the bigger one, and that will help excite you along the way. This way, you can be more goal-oriented and build a habit of being more efficient. Celebrating your small wins will help you stay motivated throughout the journey. Plus, celebrating is always super fun. Yes, super fun when you celebrate. Maybe you break your goal down to 10. So maybe you take your bigger goal and then you break it down into some 10 smaller goals, and with tasks that will help you, make the next one a little easier, make the next one a little easier, and it will help you to track your achievements as you go. So for each of the 10 goals, you can add a small celebration at a time, which will of course become bigger as you get to the final result. So maybe a glass of champagne. Hey, what am I talking about? Yes, when I say champagne in our local, for some people it might be alcoholic or non-alcoholic. For some people it might be a tot. For some people it might be a bottle. For some people, you know what I'm talking about, but what you celebrate with. Yes, so get it listed, get them attached to your mini goals and celebrate. Make sure you do celebrate. Celebration helps us. Yes, it kind of makes us feel, ready to move on to the next stage. So yes, make yourself ready to move on to the next stage with celebrations. Celebrate your small wins. So don't forget to check out some of their motivational quotes. Yes, so while I'm here as well giving you more, make sure that you list these things like what I'm just giving to you today to celebrate. Make sure you celebrate your small. If you can, put it on a notepad, stick it in front of your mirror, see it every morning and remind yourself of what you are in for. Put your big goals also on the mirrors. Put the small ones in little ways down there. Cross them out when you have won or when you have achieved them, and as they lead to the bigger one, it sure will put a smile on your face. It will give you something to live and to hope for every morning. That's by way of an encouragement, and I hope that this helps someone to fulfill their day, if not the whole month. Well, we'll be right back with more. It's here on Adoatv, where we bring good things to life, and it's definitely the AM Ghana show. We'll be right back after this break.
us a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Torto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out, Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone, greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adra Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Set your future today. Cause the best of
back after that short break. Yes, short break. And you did see that advert. We are having our carols service tomorrow. It promises to be a very wonderful and a special night tomorrow here on the John Fifi at Mills High Street. We're located just adjacent the Bank of Ghana. It's Bishop's Court right here, and all this is not just for the fun and the gallantry of it, but also for in aid of the orphans. Yes, the orphans, some living with disabilities and all that. We want them to have the joy of Christmas as well. And of course, Adoatv will always do our best to bring smiles on the faces of people, especially where children and children who are in need are concerned. Children who are in need are concerned. It will bring so much joy to the hearts of all when we see that those who are in need also get to experience the joy of Christmas, their joy, their laughter, their dance. So come, let's do this. Let's make this a blast. Okay, if you've done nothing at all throughout the whole year for anybody, this is the program you want to attend, because while we celebrate and while we enjoy together, we will be supporting a very worthy cause. The program is at 6 p.m. and we thank all sponsors and all those that are supporting to make this program a reality. Thank you so much to the likes of Sabkusia Pia and Co. thank all the dignitaries who will be attending. Thank you all for accepting to do this. And of course, it is a blessing and we will remain blessed for this. I'm going on straight to the newspaper headlines. A daily graphic, of course, truth and accuracy every day. Truth and accuracy every day. So we have here a champion wins graphic 70th milestone. Kia Pegas. I hope I got it correct. Kia Pegas. A champion wins graphic 70th milestone. Kia. You know, when it comes to cars, we don't really know so much about the brands, except of course if it's a Mercedes Benz or a Range Rover. Yeah, that's where we are concerned. So to all those who are planning for my Christmas gift, I'm wondering if a Mercedes can fit under our tree, but I'll take the keys. Okay. So fighting COVID-19 scare. Ghana not ready to open its borders. So that's coming from, was it the 27th or 26th? I think a speech that updates on COVID-19 given by the president, Akufo-Addo. He declares that the time is not right to open Ghana's land borders. He said with the threat of the Omicron variant of the coronavirus disease, COVID-19, and Ghana's determination to avoid a fourth wave of the pandemic, the borders would remain closed until further notice. In his 27th address yesterday evening, to update the nation on the government's interventions to fight the pandemic, the president emphasized that the situation, as well as ongoing vaccination in neighboring countries, was being monitored, and that as soon as the government was satisfied that it was safe to do so, the borders would be open. I believe this is not the right time to reopen our land borders, especially as we are determined to prevent a fourth wave, and as such, they will remain closed until further notice, he said emphatically. Yes, so there is more and more and more of it, and it continues on page 3. First in crops history, we have minimum price fixed for cashew nut. Minimum price fixed for cashew nut, and that story is on page 20. Page 20. But I'm going to do a little more inside Africa, and that's on page 5. Africa's COVID-19 cases surge by 83%. That's a very big margin, surging by 83%. So Africa is experiencing its fastest surge in COVID-19 cases this year. That is why we can't stress more on the need for everyone to get vaccinated. I am completely vaccinated, fully vaccinated. So go get yours. Practicing what I preach, go get yours, and let's keep our mask up. Let's keep the social distancing, sanitize, wash your hands with soap. It's like now we don't even see people sanitizing their hands any longer. We are no longer purchasing the face mask and the sanitizers. Sanitize, get a small liquid soap, small sanitizer in your bag, carry them along wherever you go, and of course, put your face mask on. Okay, I'm continuing with this. So we have the number is up by 83% in the past week, although deaths remain low, the World Health Organization said last Tuesday. So the spike in cases is driven by the Delta and Omicron, Omicron variants. The WHO, that is the World Health Organization, said in a statement, the number of new COVID-19 cases on the continent is currently doubling every 5 days, so the shortest time frame reported this year. There's more, of course, on this story. Also inside Africa, SA court, South African court, orders Zuma back to prison. Zuma is back to prison. And let's take a look inside what's going on globally. Biden's $1.75 trillion dollars. Hey, can I say dollar for that? Social spending bill faces critical year-end test. Now, Putin and How do you mention his name? Xi, Xi, Xi. Okay. Putin and Xi hail ties amid tensions with West. So there's a picture of Vladimir Putin, the Russian president, and Xi Jinping, his Chinese counterpart, holding discussions via a video conference. And that will be it for global issues there. We have on health, and as we are going to have our health segment later on in the show today about nutrition in mothers and babies. On health, the Daily Graphic takes up stakeholders strategize on policy for rare diseases. Again, separate anesthetics from medical and dental council. That's coming from GACRA, the Ghana Association of Certified Registered Anesthetists. Anestheticists. Okay. All right. A champ on wings graphic 70th milestone Kia Pegas. All right. I wish I won that, but I didn't do what you did, so I believe you deserve it fully. Parliament must reject e-levy. That's coming from PPP and it's on page 17. Mr. Kofi Asamoah Siao, right there. And on, okay, I'll jump that. Yeah, I read this about crops earlier on. Going further before I enter into sports. I thought I'll get something on education, okay, but rather on business. Inflation hits 4-year high. Inflation hits 4-year high, biggest jump since August 2019 rebase. And then okay, I'll leave that for the political discussion segment. Inflation, once it goes up, one would have to think about its impact on interest rates. That's the scare. That's what we are afraid of. So into sports, MTN celebrates 11-year marriage with Swag Awards. Yeah, GFA has no agenda against Kotoko. That's coming from Okreku. All right, and on the back page, Oli back to winning ways. So Oli Rosalinda is back to their winning ways right there. And I'm going straight to do the Daily Guide newspaper. Daily Guide. NDC accepts 2022 budget. NDC accepts 2022 budget, and my smile is in no way mischievous. There's no mischief intended, so let's leave it at that. That's on page 3. Infante community mining scheme set for 2,000 jobs, and that's on page 6. We have a picture of George Mreku Duka over there. 8 witnesses for Takrady pregnant woman trial. Is this thing still in court? I thought it was done with. 8 witnesses for Takrady pregnant woman trial. Okay, it's on page 3. We'll see what it has to say. Just a little on it. And 8 witnesses will give testimony in the case of the supposed heavily pregnant woman in Takrady, Josephine Penny Mensah, who allegedly faked her kidnap and claimed her fresh baby was taken away. The Circuit Court A in Takrady, presided over by His Honorable Michael Ampedu, will commence the much talked about trial from January 6, 2022. Asanko next year, Kramo. I think this thing should have been over in anyway. So the 8 witnesses will include 3 medical doctors, the husband of the accused person, as well as her mother. I don't know if that counts matches 8, but well, whatever this is for, there's more on that story. You want me to go and take a read on the NDC accept? Yes, I am getting the pressure, the burden too. So the National Democratic Congress, NDC, members of parliament appear to be confused on what they actually want in the budget statement and economic policy of the government for the year ending 31st December 2022, as presented by the Finance Minister Kengo Furiata on November 17. They have filed a motion asking that the decision by the New Patriotic Party to pass the budget on November 30th should be rescinded. However, the same NDC MPs who want the budget rejected have their members on the various committees considering the 2022 budget estimates for the various ministries, departments, and agencies. Okay. Yate. Okay, so more from the front page. Ekrapim Polo set free, fined 12,000 Ghana cedis, and Henry Corte tops online polls. Wow. All right, on the back page, that is sports. Nana gives Black Challenge cash. So President Akufo-Addo has announced a package of $2,000 each to players of the Black Challenge squad for winning the 2021 African Amputee Football Championship in Tanzania. So that was earlier on in our news, captured by Jonathan there. Klopp unsure of Salah, Mane, AFCON plans. Conte fumes at league postponement and plea rejection. Resolve your internal fighting, Minister tells Amputee Federation. I don't know if that money given to this Black Challenge team is enough, but I know if it was the Black Stars, this is not the same money. This is not what we would have been doing for them. So I think that we can do more. Let's put in more to support more. So with this, we'll go on a quick commercial break. We'll be having our political discussions. We do have our guests ready to give us their side of whatever we want to discuss. So don't go anywhere. Just get more ready. Get your juice, get your beverage, whatever it is that you enjoy, and let's zoom into the next segment with every form of energy. We'll be right back.
As a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TM Cube from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out. Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone, greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adwa Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Set the future today. Cause the best of
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
CB make up now. Amaka correct. Why your best mankasa? That's it. Who anyone? Oh, middle. You captures back on CB men capsules. Me see CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules now. You name the dada. And one year packaging I the pepper.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules, no packaging is out. And you also no mood any biansan wako do pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no for. Any kwada go ni fie do ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Dodo Afre 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258 or visit our marketing decks at Step Work premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life. Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Come back from that quick turn there. Big ups to Julia there for giving us that insightful introduction as well as the newspaper headlines. We've zoomed in straight into the political discussion. Yesterday, the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, had an opportunity to address the nation so far as the COVID-19 measures is concerned. At his 27th address, he made mention of the increasing cases of the new variant, the Omicron, as well as measures that we are putting in place at the Kotoka International Airport to see to it that we don't transport or increase the cases that we have here. He gave us statistics of what our death toll and then active cases as far as COVID-19 is concerned. And interestingly to note that we have almost about 6 regions that have 0 cases, whilst other regions are having single digits cases. But when it comes to Kumasi, that's Ashanti region and Greater Accra, and I think it's a Bolga, these 3 have high cases. And so far as Christmas is concerned, Accra and Kumasi will be popping up. So the president cautioned that in the midst of our happiness and making merry this Christmas, we should do well to have the programs and conferences and open spaces, and then adhere to the hygiene protocols by washing our hands and using hand sanitizers regularly. He also cautioned that we should do well to wear nose masks or face masks. We'll be having conversation into this one quickly. 2 days ago in Parliament, Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa moved or asked the Defense Minister a question on a communique that was given by Eugene Ayin, that is the Director of Communications at the Presidency, on plans for government to purchase a new jet. And the Defense Minister came in to give reasons or where the process has gotten to as it stands now. And as part of his conversation, the stakeholder consultation has begun to see to it that a new executive jet is being bought. But Okudzeto-Ablakwa is saying that they would not sit to allow government go ahead with the plans to purchase a new jet in the wake of the hardship in this country. The Education Minister too has been speaking. And we've been at an era where we had 3 years secondary school education, then a move to 4 years senior high school education under Kufuor. Then it came back to 3 years again. He's proposing that there's going to be a move for SHS education to move to 6 years. Whatever the pros and cons of this is, we'll be having a conversation into it shortly on it. I have 2 interesting gentlemen here. The gentleman all suited up is the youth deputy youth organizer for the Ododo constituency. He speaks for the NDC. This is the person of Alasan Ibi Abdullah. Abdullah, how are you doing this morning?
I'm doing well. How are you?
All the time, I'm fine. You look fly all the time, though. I like men who wear pink. It means they are daring. How's the constituency doing, though?
Oh, the constituency is very, very energetic, very, very alive, and in fact, very poised for the next coming election.
Yesterday, I saw your member of parliament. He was the MC for the Parliament Night Lessons and Carol. I believe he's doing well.
Very well. He's doing very well. He has been one of the best MPs we've had in Ghana, and of course, he's still on doing very well.
All right, that is Alasan Ibi Abdullah, speaks for the NDC. My next good friend is Emmanuel Huatain, who speaks for the New Patriotic Party. Hi, Emma, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
How was the journey to the place?
Sorry?
How is the journey from home to this place?
It was cool.
The Christmas traffic and jamborees all over.
Yeah, it was small, but I think on the whole it was okay.
But people are saying that Kuma is under your tenure.
Yes, people are saying it depends on where the person is coming from. But you see, always the reality speaks for itself. You get what I'm saying? In the midst of this hardship, like in the beginning where we were hit by the COVID, you get it? The president said something that as a country, we know how to bring the economy back
to life.
Back to life.
That's reviving people.
Yes. So as a country, we know that we will get to a situation like this. Look at what is happening in other countries. It's so serious. You get it? So as a government, we are doing well. We know that we could do better. But we are putting measures in place to make sure. Because if we are okay, it is to our advantage. It's to our benefit. You get what I'm saying? And as a government, you must always seek the interests of the masses. And that's exactly what we are doing. the process, let's trust the process. Let's trust the president and the ministers to deliver for us. But however, we must keep asking the questions that we need to ask. We must come up with the concrete and whatever critique that we have, because we need everybody on board to shape ourselves and to move forward.
Abdullah, come to you. He finds that when people react to some of these things in this era, it is normal critique, which is welcome. Is it experience, reality that people are expressing, or you would side with him to say that it is just critique?
No. This is exceptional. This is not the normal people's reactions. This one is exceptional. It is exceptional because you find that prices of everything are increasing on a daily basis. Fuel prices are just in the loose. The price of exchange rate is all over. Excuse me. Everything is running out of control, whilst at the same time the executive appears not to notice what is going on. So it's like the country is on an autopilot. So people are not complaining just because of the hardship, but because it seems nobody is aware there's hardship. People are...
Are you suggesting that government seems to be unconcerned?
Government is unconcerned, and they've increased their expenditure over and over again. And in fact, it's like they are deliberately looking for ways to increase their expenditure, whilst they call on us to tighten our belts because there's hardship in the system. So that's why people are complaining. It's not like the normal complaint.
From home, in your vicinity, in your area, I think today, a week from today will be 23rd of December, where we are going to herald or usher in the birth of Christ 24th. The traffic has already started. People are making purchases in Makola. But on the flip side, people too are complaining that, oh, we are not seeing anything for the Christmas. So what is your own experience?
I'll tell you something. You see, when there's Christmas, definitely, people who are selling will move to the market with their goods. So you see the market crowded. But you measure whether the goods that they move to the market with move out of the market. Let me tell you, I live close to a market. I live in Jamestown here at London Market. Previous Christmas, by this time you notice that the streets along the London Market will be flooded with poultry beds. As we speak, if you go there, the beds have not come yet. I'm sure they will come, but trust me, people will not be able to buy. What you see in Makola is that the people who sell have crowded the market with their goods. So there's traffic. But people are not buying. People are not buying not because they don't like, but because there's no money. There's no money.
Let's come to Emmanuel. Emmanuel, you are saying that people are buying because there's enough money in their pockets.
Yes. You see, like I said, as a country, we face a challenge. You get it. But it is not as bad as they want to portray. No government will be insensitive. No government will sit unconcerned, knowing that your people are having issues and other things. That's why over the period, the government has deliberately and consciously putting measures in place to make sure that the citizenry become a bit free. You get it? You see, as a country, we cannot continue the way that we have always done in the past. You get it? There's supposed to be a paradigm shift. We are supposed to move away from our normal way of doing things. You get it? That's why we have come up with this e-levy and other things. Because as a country, we cannot continue to borrow. We cannot continue to borrow.
I'll make you respond to the e-levy.
You get it?
Go ahead.
You get what I'm saying? So we want to change things for us. So he's saying that people are hitting the market, but they are not buying. I bet to differ. You get it? Because we even in your community that you live in, you see people going out to shop.
He says that they are just doing window shopping.
Window shopping. Can you come from all the way from your Dansoman, wherever, to Mokra and just do window shopping?
They want to see what is new.
That's not true.
All right, so share your experiences with us on our social media handles. If really there's money in your pocket enough to spend this Christmas, because we have almost about 7 days or 8 days to go, and then to herald and usher in the birth of Christ again in 2021. Whilst we move close to the denouement of the year 2021 and usher in 2022 as well. Our WhatsApp numbers are activated 055-979-2497 or 055-979-2497 and then 602 as well. Let's go on to our very first discussion, and it's from the Daily Graphic, where it says that fighting COVID-19 scare, Ghana not ready to open land borders. Akufo-Addo declares. Just yesterday evening, to update the nation on the government's interventions to fight the pandemic, the president emphasized that the situation as well as ongoing vaccination in neighboring countries was being monitored, and that as soon as the government was satisfied it was safe to do so, the borders would be open. We quote, "I believe this is not the right time to open our land borders, especially as we are determined to prevent the fourth wave, and as much they will remain closed until further notice," he said emphatically. Story continues on page 3 of the Daily Graphic. Emmanuel, I come to you. Your party is government now, and we might say that the world recognized the efforts that the government put in place right from March 3rd, 2019. This is 2019 or 2020? 2021. We recorded our first 2-3 cases in Ghana. Fast forward, we've gone into lockdown, partial lockdown. We've gone into some stratified measures that have been put in place, and until now our land borders are still closed, among other things. What do you make generally of the president's comment? Because some people have the view that there's nothing new that is coming from the updates that the president is saying. At the end of the day, it's the same old thing. Let's maintain a safety hygiene, among other things. Some too have questioned that the amount that is being levied on the airlines as a fine for allowing people come on board who have not vaccinated too is something that is of worry. People have gone to other countries and then they've entered, and they are not being made to do an instant COVID-19 test. Whereas Ghana, maybe we have citizens of Ghana who wants to come home for this festive season, they would have to continue to pay the $50 US for an instant COVID-19 test. They've challenged all those things. Do you think that it's high time? People feel that it's high time we review those things so that Ghanaians who are living abroad and are coming home will have free access, so far as you're able to show your 72 hours PCR test, which is, he retweeted it yesterday.
You see, thank you very much, and I want to say good morning to your cherished viewers. And what I want to say is that, you see, every country have its own policies, its own measures putting in place to curb or to take care of the spread of the COVID or the virus. So Ghana, we have our own system, a system that you and I will know that it has been loaded across the globe. You get it? So what I want to say is that we care and we are concerned about our brothers living abroad. You get it? But at the same time, the virus doesn't know whether you are a citizen or you are not a citizen. You get it? You see, in the wisdom of the government, you see, normally it is always good when you have one source that you will be able to handle, you will be able to monitor. You get it? So you can imagine if we have opened the airport and we are opening the land borders and other things, you get it? You ask yourself, the situation that we find ourselves as a country, are we going to have the resources to be able to monitor and monitor well? You get it? And the spread of the virus, it's from neighboring country to neighboring country. You get it? That's very dangerous. For those coming from Europe and America, we can always monitor them. We can always get hold of them.
Our first 2 cases didn't come from land borders. It came air.
Yes. That's why I'm saying that we took measures to ensure that we are able to monitor those cases. You get it? So normally, when you have the airport open, you will be able to monitor, because in this fight against the COVID-19, monitoring is very key. Monitoring is very key. So you can imagine having almost all the land borders being open, including the airports. You can imagine, as a country, we may not be able to, I don't know whether you have traveled to any of these land borders, it's very porous. is very porous. That is why it's not like the government doesn't trust the people there, the immigration, the custom people on our border, land borders and everything. But sometimes monitoring has become very key and important in the fight against COVID-19.
Can you beat out your chest and say that we've automatically shut our land borders and we know for a fact that people are not using illegal routes to enter Ghana?
Yes, you see, some of these things are bound to happen. You get it? Are bound to happen. That's why we have the security people on the borders. And you see, I don't know whether you have been to any of these borders, apart from having the border like this, there are other routes and other things. You get it? And so they have been spread across the, if this is the border, about 400 meters from this side, 400 meters that are being covered. Yet you will still have 1 or 2 people sneaking in and other things. You get it? But we ask ourselves, those measures that we put in place back then, have we been able to achieve something with it? Yes, we've been able to achieve so much with it. That's why we haven't had a pandemic yet. It is good governance and good monitoring, having a solid team in place to ensure that we don't spread this virus.
Touch on the vaccination quickly.
Yes. And the vaccination, you see, it has become very necessary, imperative, that we all get vaccinated. Initially, we were not getting it because as a country, most African countries actually copied measures taken by Ghana, you get it. But some of the countries in Europe, at the time that the spread broke, whilst the research were going on, we have some of the countries funding those research for the cure. You get it? So before the vaccine came, some countries have already made order for it because they contributed in the production of the vaccine. They contributed in the research of the cure or a way that we can minimize the spread. Yes. So as a country, initially we were not getting it because almost all the countries, there's so much pressure on the producers of those vaccines and everything. And by God's grace, things are being done in a way that, you see, one thing Ghanaians should know is that the management of the spread of the virus, it is not something that is so easy. It is not something that some people believe that it takes a lot of work. A lot of work have gone through it. Some people are being monitored. They don't even know that they are being traced. They are being monitored and other things. I don't until the people visit them. So you can imagine leaving the airport. After 3 days' time, you are being monitored, but you are not even know until you are got another thing. So I believe as a government, we have done so well. That is why we haven't had any pandemic yet. You get it? We are having cases and other things. Look at the amount of money the government have invested.
I'll come back to you. People say that even when you look at government functions, programs, political activities, you don't even see the strict adherence of COVID-19 protocols. And that's also even leaving further leads to the spread. Yes, still, we have a whole video being done of how the president is talking about the adherence to the COVID-19 protocols, but yes, still, people around the president, whom probably will say that family, are not even adhering to the protocols. I'll come to you on that one.
Right.
What do you make of the president's 27th address on the COVID-19 scare yesterday?
Well, trust me, I think it was just one of those his usual talks. There was nothing new or special in it. There was no real commitment.
There was something new. Omicron is new.
Of course, Omicron has been with us for weeks now.
Okay.
It's not new.
All right.
There was no real commitment yet to deal with the true threats of COVID.
Okay. What would you see or hear that you see that then this is a move to deal with the threat?
Yes. What I would see or hear the president do is to call out government officials who openly break the protocols, the COVID protocols, and then deal with them to show to ordinary Ghanaian that this thing is real.
Should it always be about punishment? Shouldn't we have room for cautioning?
Well, that is it. Caution is okay, but I've not even heard that from the presidency. You see, we are in a country of different kinds of people. Our level of understanding of issues are different. Our education level, our knowledge, and all those things are different. The way I will interpret one action is not the same way my brother or my grandmother in my village will interpret it.
Precisely.
So if my grandmother has never seen a COVID patient, and then somebody comes to tell him that, oh, these things are just one of the story of the rich, they are not true. And then I try to convince him that it's true, there's COVID. And then he sees, the next moment he sees a member of parliament or a minister of state who is part of those making the rules, breaking the rules. Then how do I convince her that there's something called COVID? So trust me, in this, the whole of this time of fighting COVID, I've not really seen any real commitment.
But the world has touted us to have done well. I'm sure that when you even read section of the Forbes latest article, where it even talks about building an economic resilience in the midst of COVID-19.
One of the things about diplomacy,
Ghana was
one of the things about diplomacy is that they always tell you are doing well. Can you tell me which country in the world that those international agencies have called out for not doing well in COVID? None. They will always tell you are doing well because that is diplomacy.
No, but if you've reached the level of
they had rankings
at that level, that should tell you that you become a giant in the fight. He made a section of during his presentation that it got to a point. It looks like Ghana became the blueprint for other countries. If I follow the protocols Nigeria was putting in place, the protocols Togo was putting in place, at a point I felt that then there was no need to even have their president speak. The most important thing is that to just go and copy all the Ghana measures and send it to them via email or WhatsApp it to them for them to read, because at a point I felt that it was cut and paste.
Well, but they were also formulating their rules in their country. They were not necessarily coming to Ghana for our rules. But trust me, apart from PR, what other people say about you in the media, what is important for us as Ghanaians is what we do in the country. So if the whole world says that we are doing well, and we are not actually, the numbers keep going up, then what do we gain from that?
When I come around your constituency, I have the impression that there's no COVID.
That's why I'm coming to.
What can we do?
What we can do, you see, initially,
in the sense that probably I'm coming. This is the impression when I go around the streets at times. The president about the wearing of the nose masks, people are not doing it anymore. So you go to functions, you go to programs, and then you ask yourself, are we still living in the era of COVID-19? So if we have all these things that are visible for the eye to see, and we are not doing anything about it, then we are not really curtailing the spread.
Yes. So when COVID came first, trust me, if you came around in my community, you find that almost everybody was going according to the protocols. But we soon realized that it was like some kind of a scam where government officials or organize people in the name of political programs. They organize birthday parties, funerals, and all other things without any regard to the protocols. So people started questioning the truths in this, the reality in this. So that is how gradually people started abandoning the protocols. And that's exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the COVID is real. So let's lead by example.
Right. Now that you've admitted COVID is real, lead by example. Let's start with the vaccination, because I feel that it is, I believe in principle, that it will be one of the means that we can reduce the spread. But people have their own myths and misbeliefs about the vaccination. What do you have to say to it?
Honestly, I don't have myth or misbelief about the vaccination. But I've not taken one.
Why?
I've not taken one because I don't feel I need it. You know why? Because there are
a youth
there
organizer.
Are, yes.
Leading the youth.
Listen.
In a pandemic.
There
you
are
don't see the need for vaccination.
There are research results that prove that vaccination doesn't stop you from getting COVID. In fact, there are data that shows that a lot of people who were vaccinated in the US, for example, ended up getting the disease again. So yeah, it is good if I have
this research is not wrong. It's something we've exposed ourselves.
Yeah.
But what they are saying is that it reduces the transmission.
Well, that's fine. But I believe the protocols we are giving earlier, wash your hands regular, cover your nose,
would rather help than the vaccination.
I believe in that one than the vaccination.
Okay.
I haven't taken the vaccination yet. I'm not ruling it out completely. I could take it when there's the need to, but for now I don't feel there's a need to.
Right,
I rather advise that people go by the protocol religiously, because you see, this vaccination thing is deceiving us. People go and vaccinate and think that now you can go without the protocols, and in the end they end up getting back.
But the WHO and even the Ghana Health Service had maintained the principle that right after vaccination, you don't do away with the protocols. You go continue with the safety hygiene, you wash your hands regularly and wear those masks. But it is like we are failing to abide by it.
True. The reason why we are failing is because the communication is bad. That is one. And even, let me tell you something about the vaccines that we are taking. These vaccines that we are taking, very few people can tell you, very few medical people can tell you the content of the vaccine. It brings about other issues. People take the vaccines and it creates different problems in their system that leads to their deaths.
Is it part of the reasons why some people are saying that
one of the reasons
vaccine,
why
you'll be voting for the MPP?
Well, no,
I've not heard that one. Did you hear it?
I've not heard
Yesterday
that one.
he said it.
Who said that?
You heard the president say it.
The president said that.
That people are saying that when you take the
ridiculous.
vaccine, you'll be voting for the MPP in the next election.
Well, that's the president's thinking. It's not true.
It's one of those propaganda that
by who? By the president.
I want you to
such propaganda.
Go ahead.
That is not, in fact, that's not part of our thoughts. That's not. The vaccine cannot make anybody vote for NDC, MPP.
Hold it, Mary. Let's get the president video and mark the point that he was talking about. The fact that there's a spread that when people vote, when people take the vaccine, they are going to vote for the New Patriotic Party in his address yesterday. So that our viewers who didn't get the opportunity to hear or listen to the president, watch the president yesterday, what that point. So when the video is ready, Mary, let me know about it. Continue.
Okay. So what I was saying is that this particular vaccines that we are taking, the current vaccines that we are taking, there is no guarantee that taking it will keep you safe. People take it and the side effects are more dire than even COVID itself.
It's something
it
was something we were warned.
Yes.
This is a booster.
Yes.
It's coming to strengthen your immune system.
So that is why.
So if they are hidden ailment in you.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just trying to have a professional conversation.
Yeah, I understand
on it.
it.
That if they are hidden ailment, the booster naturally would expose some of them. So you are likely to show some reactions, initial ones. That is why they advise that, first of all, before taking the vaccine, you eat heavily. Number 2, after taking the vaccine, you wait for 3 to 4 minutes before you move. Thirdly, you should have available paracetamol to take just in case you begin to have a reaction. It normally starts with a headache. So all these things have been laid down. So it's not far from what people are experiencing.
All these things, people go through it, but still people have very fatal effects.
I'm yet to read or hear that we have had severe complications leading to
die.
death as a result of vaccination.
People die. You read, you see it. People die.
Give me your sources to it, and then probably it will aid my research.
It's in the media, but even let's not go far. In Ghana, we have the Food and Drugs Authority. You know that the Food and Drugs Authority have not okayed all these vaccines that we are taking.
You said all.
All.
You said
I
all.
am very 100%
but what
sure.
I know,
And in fact, look, I'm 100% sure about this because I actually wanted to take the vaccine, so I had to make sure everything is all right before I take it. And then I realized that the Food and Drugs Authority, you can check it, Food and Drugs Authority have not okayed it because it is not that safe. The producers themselves, the producers of all these vaccines, have given, before they give it to a country, they will give out an indemnity memoranda for the country to sign, indemnifying them of any side effects. So if you take it and die, you can sue the producer.
Okay, that I know.
You understand?
So that's why you're not taking the vaccine.
So for now, I would rather stay with my
friends watching.
protocols.
It's Abdullah. Abdullah would not do. He says you stick to the protocols, but
Rather
for me, I would
than
advise
go
that
for
you
this.
go for the vaccination.
Yeah.
There's 2 minutes on this one. Still, we have public functions, state functions. We have festivals that we see the president attend, funerals the president attend, among other things that we see people of government attending. Then it becomes a bit worrisome that if those that have led or chartered the conversation on adhering to the protocols, we even find them in public spaces not really adhering to the protocols. What becomes of me, the ordinary Ghanaian? Should I continue to adhere?
Before I go to that,
all in your 2 minutes.
Yes, all in my 2. You see, we are in the public space, and we should be mindful of the information we put out there. You get it? The COVID vaccine, like any other vaccine, like polio, like all the vaccines that we have been taking in the past, it has always have side effects.
Even yellow fever.
Even yellow fever, and nobody have said that the vaccines are for cure. That's why after taking it, we are advised to continue to adhere to the protocols. The vaccine is just to boost your immune system. It's just to minimize the spread in your body. Because when you have the virus, the spread, that will kill you. But when you have the vaccine, it minimizes the spread within your body. You get what I'm saying? So nobody have said that it's a cure. That is why we advise that after taking it, you should what? Continue adhering to the protocols. And the issue of, that's why the government have, or the president have always been coming out with updates and other things. It is also a reminder. Sometimes as human beings, you might even forget yourself. Like he's saying that sometimes you find ministers, MPs and other things forgetting themselves and other things. That's why we keep, when we come on public space like this, we keep educating people, we keep giving information out. Another thing. So as humans, it is possible or it is normal for you to what? Forget yourself. So with some of these updates, with some of these communication, public education and other thing, it puts us in check. So that's what I would say.
Okay,
so we'll continue to.
But you touch on the funerals.
The funerals.
And the public functions we see government officials attend in the total disregard COVID-19 protocol environment.
That was in 2020. You get it.
Even 2021.
That is what. No, that's what I'm saying. That as humans, we can.
Yesterday, the president retreated a communication we had in the beginning of this year that we got furious over. That the second spike of COVID in ending of 2020 was as a result of parties and public functions, without not even making reference to elections. So are we saying that this time too, we are also going to have spread similarly because of Christmas festivities and not with conferences and other things that we've seen being done? Your party is going to have a conference this weekend.
So
what measures are you putting in place?
What I'm saying is that, as government and as political party, we have not, we have admitted that prior to the 2020 elections, almost all the political parties, you get it. You can imagine if we had put ban on it. You get what I'm saying? But as a government, you need to manage the situation. That is why, if you realize that there are certain things that the Ghana Health Service do that you are not even aware. After the program, political parties, rallies, and other things, there are works that goes on which you are not aware. That's what I'm saying. That the tracing, the monitoring, and other things. It is so hit. That is what is actually even taking chunk of the money. You can imagine, because you have people doing the monitoring every minute, every second.
So people go for health work, and let's say they comb through the whole of Mantama. constituency. You are telling me that we have people that after the health walk, that they go home, they are able to identify them to see that they so possible
What I'm
reactions.
saying is that in the fight against the spread, there are things that the Ghana Health Service and the committee in charge, there are things that they do that me and you, we are not aware.
All right, thank you.
What I'm saying.
All right, last your last bit on this one, and then move to
I
the
think
next
my
topic.
last bit, I will come back to the president's address, and most especially the fact that we are not opening our land borders anytime soon. Again, that is another another point that shows that the president really doesn't have an idea what is happening, because we don't have any data that shows that it's through the land border that COVID spread in Ghana. In fact, our first cases, our initial cases of COVID never came from.
I feel like the wisdom came.
Before the government will come.
The wisdom came in from what the spike was like in Europe.
Yeah.
Because you know that it is a normally land border and free access. So you can move from one European jurisdiction to another European jurisdiction to the end. The spread was quick. Okay. So we advised ourselves that as a sub-region, we even being, people call ourselves the gate to ECOWAS, West African sub-regional bloc. It is better that we shut down our borders. But we ask ourselves, it's long overdue. Should we still be shutting them?
That's where I'm coming to. So when COVID came, that we did not understand what was happening, it was sudden. It was even better to close our cities, not just our land, our national borders. Accra was closed down, Kumasi was closed down, and that was perfect. That was good. But we have since moved on. We have since understand what COVID is, and we've since known what to do to protect ourselves, protect other people. It is long overdue. It is high time we open the borders, because the economic impact on our people for closing the borders is more dangerous than the COVID.
The other countries that we share borders to with have their borders closed.
Trust me.
Togo is having theirs closed. My friends
when
in
you open your
Lome
own,
confirm
what
that
are you
it
going
has
to-
is closed. So if it's about economic matters, like then it goes in to talk about what Akufo-Addo said, that what we do not know is how to save lives.
The thing is, we have our air borders open. How do we manage that?
That is through the protocols they brought to the place, and then the antigen instant test.
We can have the same protocol at the
Okay,
border.
so what you are saying that we would rather open it
Let's
and then
manage
put
it.
in place to
Because
manage.
you see,
Okay.
you see, it becomes discriminatory. If I say I want to go and do business in another country, but because I cannot afford to fly, you stop me from going, but you allow somebody to go. That is discrimination. So if you want to open the borders, open all the borders. Let's put the protocols in place. Let's do testing at the border. We can do it. We have borders in Ghana. The borders are already porous. Let me be honest with you. This so-called closure of borders is only increasing our problems. You know why? People use the unapproved routes and nobody check them, whether they abide by the protocols or not. But if we open the borders and then deploy the military to the unapproved routes, force everybody to go through the approved borders, then we check whoever is coming in, then we'll be able to control this. But what are we seeing? If we all say the borders are closed, but trust me, go and see what is happening at the borders. Not the approved routes, but the unapproved routes are beaming with travelers. You understand? And this one, because it's not the real border, nobody is checking. So let's open the borders, allow people to do their businesses, but then put in place measures to check. You test people at the border. The instant test that is done at the airport, the same thing can be done at the borders. And then we will be able to regulate who is coming in, who is not, and then everything is going. But the way we live it, and then we go ahead and, deceive ourselves that our land borders remain closed when people are flowing in and out through the unapproved routes. That is not a good way to manage it. And that's one of the reasons why I said we are not ready. We are just, seeing this as one of the things to talk about.
I like this one alternative is being given to government policies. So I believe that Emmanuel would share it across if they find it worthy to use. But I think I was have to side with you that at the end of the day, if we can put such mechanisms at the airport, it should be well to also put such mechanisms at the land border, provided that we can whip the people in line to have them being tested. Because from the how do you call it, the address yesterday, non-Ghanaians who are tested positive would be taken into isolation at a cost.
Yeah.
And Ghanaians that test positive will be whipped into their residence to see to it that they stay in isolation and then being monitored, among other things. So these are things that we have to look into. Now, somebody says is doubting that the president spoke about the vaccination and then what have you. Let's go check out the video and then come back and talk about the next issue.
Use of sanitizers and encouraging attendees as much as possible to come vaccinated. In as much as our active cases are now relatively low, the wearing of masks, unfortunately, remains low, and compliance with the safety protocols is still problematic. Whilst government does its part to secure the necessary numbers of vaccines to help vaccinate all Ghanaians, we cannot afford to disregard the social distancing, hand washing, mask wearing, and enhanced hygiene protocols that has brought us this far. They must continue to be a part and parcel of our daily lives and routines. Getting the jab is the best route out of the pandemic because, according to WHO, it reduces the risk of death, hospitalization, and the spread of the virus. It is for this reason that we have committed ourselves to vaccinating some 20 million Ghanaians, that is the entire adult population, by the end of the year. After the start of an impressive vaccination drive in March this year, we were confronted with vaccine supply constraints and disruptions at the global level. Fortunately, in recent months, the supply situation has improved considerably, and we estimate that by the end of December, we would have secured a total of some 26 million doses. Indeed, as of yesterday, Tuesday, 14th December, the Ghana Health Service has taken delivery of 17,736,710 vaccine doses. We are expecting an additional 8,529,090 doses by the end of the year. We have enough vaccines in the system. So, my fellow Ghanaians, I encourage each and every one of you to take advantage of this and get vaccinated. So far, we've been able to administer only 6,420,973 doses out of the 17.7 million we have at our disposal. Let me state as clearly as I can, the vaccines are safe. They will not harm you. They will protect you and your family. Contrary to the mischief being peddled by some, getting vaccinated will not cause you to vote for the MPP in the 2024 elections if you do not want to. This is an outrageous claim. Vaccination cannot change your political preferences. That is not its purpose. There are significant quantities of vaccines deployed in every corner of the country. We have thus declared the month of December as Vaccination Month, and we are rolling out an aggressive campaign of vaccination.
That is the President of the Republic of Ghana yesterday, fallouts from the 27th Nation's Address on COVID-19. Emmanuel, very necessary on that line.
in the fight against the spread of the virus, we need a united Ghana to be able to succeed. You get it? Some of these things, you might think it's a joke, but it's real.
People are spreading that.
People are spreading that.
That vaccination make you vote for the.
Oh yes.
Wow. Ghana is sweet.
Oh yes. You see, we need a united Ghana to be able to fight this, because the virus doesn't know whether you're NDC or
So
you're
you
NPP.
think that the line is legitimate?
Oh yes.
I was thinking that that line will be left for probably party communicators.
No,
Not at that high level.
No. It tells you how serious it is. Because it's a serious statement. It's a serious statement for somebody to make.
The president take comments seriously, because at that time he made reference to even
No, you
being
see,
fed to a clearing agent.
No, you see, the impact of this statement in a community like your place, Jamestown, if one person supposed to go out there in Jamestown, look at how that place is crowded, and quote unquote, their level of education. If one person should get to Jamestown right now and propagate this falsehood, look at the spread that it will have.
Yes. So
I that it will have.
I asked you earlier if that is why you're not getting vaccinated, and you said you are not sure the president will pass such a comment. Here we go. You've seen.
You know, that is so disappointing. You know why? At this point in our time, the last thing the president should be doing is spreading rumors that seek to divide us along party lines in the fight against COVID. Even if somebody is spreading that, which I have not heard yet, trust me, I don't know who starts spreading such a thing, if not President Akufo-Addo. I've not heard of anybody doing such a thing. And you are in the media. I'm sure if something like that was spreading to the extent that it needs presidential attention, by now we should have heard it.
It would be the most preposterous thing I will hear.
Exactly. Nobody.
But I've heard it from the president, so let's buy.
So from the president, it's disappointing for the president of a country like Ghana to be the one spreading such.
So you mean it is
rumors.
not true? Or
it is
what?
not true.
All right, let's hold it there.
It's not true.
Whether
no, I want to say something.
Okay, fine.
My last comment on that. The president should be the last person saying this. And to my people in Ododododo, it is not true that when you are vaccinated, you vote for MPP. That is just Akufo-Addo's thinking.
Okay.
If you have the opportunity to be vaccinated, for me, I've taken my personal decision. I'm not doing it yet until I am convinced. But if you are convinced already before me, you can go ahead and do it.
Thank you. I like this your last charge. You have become nationalistic on this. People will have their personal sentiments as to whether they don't take the vaccine or not. But trust me, I've been fully vaccinated. I took my jab just some 3 days after the president took his job. And alas, I'm alive. I'm still here. The only thing is, I'm a bro for some akosro. So, when you take the jab, bro for some akosro. So, do what to go and take the jab. It is very healthy. It is very safe. That's that line I share with the president. Do what to take it. And as we zoom into the festive season too, we should adhere onto the safety protocols, wash our hands regularly, apply the hand sanitizers frequently, and wear the nose masks or face masks as well. And let's try to put onto the institutions and labeling no face masks, no entry. And as the president encouraged, as to the weddings and the parties and funerals, but do what to do it at open space. I've seen something in your constituency that now people are using the Adoatv at Bukum to have programs now. There is, you know, the reason why I endorse it. You know, when you travel outside Accra and you go to Kumasi, you go to the eastern region, funerals are not done on streets.
No.
They are done on parks. So it's very difficult to see that spread. But in Accra, unfortunately, we don't have that event parks and centers. So we find ourselves having funerals and activities by the street. So if that place will be earmarked for maybe community funerals and community programs in that open space, I'm sure we can minimize the spread in Jamestown or within the Odododo vicinity, or actually Kataka district to be precise, among other places. So let's do well to see to it that the regions that do not have parks for programs would have more, and then district and municipal assemblies will see to it that we use these places rather than going to use the street, among other things. Now let's go to the next topic. On the presidential jet, I think that last 2 days when I heard Samuel Kujeto Ablakwa spoke, he made reference to a contribution the president made and on the floor as member of parliament as to the times not being conducive enough to get or acquire a new presidential jet. Now, Abdullah, I'm sure you side with your comrade when he says that the time is not right to purchase a new presidential jet. But government is maintaining a position that it is not a presidential jet, but it is an executive fleet that will be used for any purpose. So he gave some codes, GH1, GH2, blah, 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 for president, vice president, speaker, parliamentarians, government officials, and even cited that if the Blasters are to fly outside Ghana to play a tournament, like you are going to go for our CAF, they will do maximum best, AFCON, sorry, to do their maximum best to even use the executive flight if that be the case. But it seems the NDC are still maintaining that this one is too luxurious. We shouldn't buy it at this point.
Yes, so
you have 10 minutes to have all your conversation.
Okay. So I think in this case, we have a very surprisingly bad idea from somebody we least expected that to come from. That's the president of Ghana. We are all being told that because of COVID, we are in hard times, and because of that, we have to tighten our belts, and in fact, because of that, we have to pay more taxes, including taxes on our money we already pay tax on and put on our mobile money. Then the president says we should pay taxes again on them because, according to the president, times are hard. COVID-19 has bring us what hardship. So if we have all these hardships, why do we need a luxury executive jet? What economic benefit would a luxury jet for the executive will bring to the country at this crucial time of ours? At the moment, let's not forget that we have a presidential jet, a Falcon 900. It's all fit for purpose. And when it was being purchased, we were told that it will last for at least 20 years. And it started working for Ghana in 2010. So we still have about 9 more years to go. I don't know why we are rushing to acquire a new executive fleet. For what? The Black Stars can use any, they have been traveling anyway without executive fleet. They've been traveling all the time. The president of Ghana, presidents before Akufo-Addo, traveled with the Falcon. And recently, just last, I think 2 weeks, 2 weeks or so, the vice president of Ghana traveled with the Falcon. The president of Liberia is seen traveling in our Falcon. Presidents of other countries are traveling with our Falcon. What is wrong that our president, Akufo-Addo, needs to acquire himself, for himself executive fleet?
He says the recommendation came from the Ghana Armed Forces to the Ministry of Defense.
Who is the Ghana Armed Forces? The president is commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. I don't think the president is supposed to follow sheepishly anything that comes from the Ghana Armed Forces. He is the commander. He is the final decider. In fact, let me tell you something. This is just another point to show that the president has so soon developed a taste for luxurious lifestyle at the expense of Ghanaian taxpayers.
Is that what happens to every president at their second tenure?
No.
We see them travel a lot. They exhibit.
Well, when you say every president, I would say it's not every president in Ghana that had a second term. John Mahama didn't have a second term.
But in the last years of John Mahama, we saw him go to Dubai. That's what brought about the Kofi Dubai scandal.
He went to Dubai for what?
You didn't hear about that?
Oh, but president travels to other countries. What is wrong with that?
He spent Christmas in Dubai and Germany.
Oh, but recently Akufo-Addo spent holidays out of Ghana. That is not the problem. The problem is when you are traveling, how much does it cost the taxpayer? The difference is that whilst John Mahama traveled either with our presidential jet or in the business class of the commercial flight, Akufo-Addo rents a jet that costs the taxpayer £14,000 every hour. £14,000 every 1 hour. And then he rents these jets, park it at our airport, and travel at will, whilst we raise our small taxes plus our oil money and all the money we have to pay for this. That is the difference. We have a jet in the country. The Falcon is fine. Other government officials travel with it. Recently, when there was going to be a vote for the budget in Parliament, the Falcon was all over the world mobilizing presidential members of Parliament in the majority side who were out of the country, and to bring them to come and vote for the government's policy. This jet has a capability to safely travel for 8 hours in the air. Why is there the need for the president to use £14,000 every 1 hour? Multiply that if the president traveled for 5 hours.
When this comment came initially, they've challenged the duration it takes, the length it could go among other places. That is why the president has resorted to...
They challenged it, and then after the challenge, we have witnessed the vice president traveled with the same jets. And then nothing happened. He went and came back. I think to Papua New Guinea also. No, Guyana. Vice President traveled to Guyana.
To the Guyana, yeah.
Yes.
When he met the Vice President.
And came back with it. The President of Liberia, George Weah, traveled with the same flight to the climate change conference and came back. So, clearly, I think the only reason why the defense minister gave Ghanaians was that the president cannot bath in our Falcon, shower in our Falcon. That was the only reason the defense minister gave. And I think that was so insulting to our pockets, because our taxes are supposed to be used to build schools.
2 minutes more.
Our taxes are supposed to be used to build schools, hospitals, roads, and to provide quality education, quality health care, and other things. Our taxes are supposed to be used to cushion the poor Ghanaian, so that when it is time for Christmas like this, the poor Ghanaian will be able to have some money to buy food stuff and also enjoy his Christmas. But not to pay for the president to rent expensive jets purposely to shower in the air. This is not why we voted for Akufo-Addo. And I tell you, that is the same reason why Akufo-Addo wants to acquire a new jet. Otherwise, what is wrong with our Falcon?
They maintain that even if the new flight is being bought, this current president will not have the opportunity to sit in it, because that jet will come in somewhere 2025.
And we maintain that that jet is not necessary at this point in time, when Akufo-Addo tells us that times are hard.
So you don't care about when it will come in.
No.
But the mere fact that the purchases will be made in these times.
It's not in this difficult time when the whole government, including the ministers, the vice president, everyone in the government is telling us that without e-levy, the country cannot survive through 2023 to 2023 January. Without e-levy, we cannot survive until 2023 January. And now you want to use our money, the little money that we have that cannot even keep us for 2022, to buy a jet for the executive. Whether for this president or for any other president, it is not necessary.
I want to ask this one quickly. I feel that the minority in parliament are jumping faster or running faster than their shadow, or they want to cross their shadow on this matter, because if you listen to the defense minister, he says that plans are underway, meaning that they are yet to he is here to propose to cabinet. Then he will come to parliament if the decision is made to whether purchase or not. That is where probably the argument will come in that we are agree or not agree. But now it's just at the consultation stage.
The reason is that plans, whilst the defense minister says plans are underway, the president has already jumped over the plans. You know why? The president has already packed our Falcon and then used our taxes to rent a different private jet to meet the standards the defense minister is now coming to tell us in parliament. So if for now, as we speak, if the president was still using our Falcon, saving us that £14,000 an hour, we would have not get there yet. We would have waited to see what plans they are bringing. But already we know what the president is doing. The president says he wants to bath in the air. Our Falcon, he cannot afford to bath in the air. So therefore, he will take 14,000 of our pounds every 1 hour, of our taxes every 1 hour, to pay for a private jet that will help him to bath in the air.
Thank you. My friend Montana is saying that he needs £14,000 to pay his admission at Swansea last September when the president is chartering flights at £14,000
per hour.
What do you have to say to this?
You see, in every country, when it comes to issue with presidential, it's a security matter. And ideally, it's not even supposed to be discussed in public. You get it? But you see, I understand our brothers from the other side. They are really under pressure. They are really under pressure from their people. So what they want to do is to always make sure that, like you're saying, they have even jumped. You get it? They have even jumped. But what it is that most of the time, as a country, you get it, you need a leader who will be very bold. Who will be very bold and very straightforward. They have always opposed every good thing that we want for Ghana. Even the Jubilee House, you remember, they were never in agreement with it. And MPP government did not even use the Jubilee House. But they came to inherit it. What it is that, my brother, the current jet that we have, it is not spacious enough. It is not spacious enough. Secondly, they are saying that it's supposed to last for 20 years and everything. It's a machine. A machine that you will pack. After using it, when you land in US, you still have to wait for 12 hours before you can use it again. You can imagine the president has been to a meeting, a 2 hours, a 3 hours conference. After the 3 hours conference, instead of you to come back or instead of you to move to another place for that, because of the nature of the jet that we have right now, you have to wait. So normally, travels that the international travels that the president is supposed to use maybe 2 days or 3 days, the president will end up using 1 week. It is not also spacious enough. Normally, when the president is going out like this, he goes with the ministers. Because as we are going for climate change conference, we are going for this, the undertone is also business relations and other things. So you go with your ministers, or the minister that matters. You go with them. So sometimes you have a delegation, a large delegation. Not they are just going to for sightseeing or something. They are going for business.
I feel that some of the delegations are not needed, are not necessary.
You will say that is unnecessary.
Look, I'm coming. I have seen members of your party that I can put them in many perspectives. For instance, let me take your information minister. He has prowess in economics.
Yeah.
He has prowess in law. When he even comes to diplomacy,
yes,
he has prowess in it. Even at the point that when your second term was heralded, people were tipping him off for foreign minister, but still he was maintained for information. Such a person on an entourage of the president outside Ghana can play so many roles.
No, the reason is that you have a substantive minister for a particular, like for example, trade. You get it. You cannot say that because information minister have prowess in international relations, international trade, and that thing, he should sit in because the Ministry of Trade have its own programs. You get it? Have its own programs, its own direction that the information minister might not be privy to it. You get it? So when you meet the people, the delegation, when you meet them, certain information that you will have to channel out there, the information minister cannot do. That's why it is always important. But like I'm saying, you know, what they are considering is multi-purpose. Like you rightly said, multi-purpose, which can be used by other entities and other governmental agencies and other thing for their travels and other thing. I'm telling you that, like you said, no, it's being considered. It doesn't mean that we are going to buy it right now. It is being considered. And my people, my brothers on the other side are saying that the president is overspending in terms of renting of the private jets and other things.
Aside of overspending, they've also raised issues of the unnecessary travels. For instance, I think that a month ago, the Black Caucus parliamentarians in US did a conference, and then the president attended. Some are of the view that they are parliamentarians who are having a program. Yeah. If an invitation is given onto Ghana, it is appropriate that that arm of government that we have, that can share that level of experience and knowledge and expertise, should have that delegation being representative. So the president should have delegated probably the leadership of parliament and some selected people for that conference, rather than he attending that conference.
You see, when it comes to international relations, it is sometimes a bit dicey. And I can tell you that when the president was going, we have members of parliament, parliamentary leadership who went with that. The government have an agenda. The government or His Excellency President Kufuor will not just travel without being it necessary. It is something that nobody will take that. For every travel, it is necessary. You get it? It is necessary. And the entourage that goes to, everybody have its own role. Because for every conference that we are going, we know the potentials that we are going to get. We know the things that we are likely to meet. Therefore, you also arm yourself. Okay, these people will come. These people, we already have international relations with them. We have been discussing some business with them. I think it's an opportunity for Foreign Minister and Minister of Trade to meet their delegation. So normally some of these things, it comes. But it surprises me that our people sometimes raises questions, objections, things that has been normal with our international relations and other things. But they make it seem, because they always want to paint the government black to the people or to the citizenry, for a government to look so bad in the sight of the people. That's why they do all those things. Other than that, this is not supposed to be a discussion, a public discussion, because it's purely a security matter.
No, then why? You should have questioned your director of communications at the president.
Yes, because
when he made it clear in a statement that there are plans underway for the purchase of a new presidential jet.
Yes.
That what rose public attention for the question to be posed to the defense minister in parliament.
And so what I'm saying is that...
So if you're saying that it matters of the president, which I agree with you,
yes,
then people from your quarters are making it public.
Yes, what I'm saying is that because of the dispensation we find ourselves as a country, the political dispensation we find ourselves, ideally, can you imagine the government considering buying a presidential jet? All of a sudden, we'll have the presidential jet parked there. Would you see?
Definitely, it can't happen that way.
Yes,
definitely, it can't happen.
Yes, it can't happen that way because we always have to engage.
But I feel that government communicators don't know what classified information is.
No, you see, it is not so. If I say that it's a security matter, you get it. Normally, there are certain things, certain accessories, certain things that come with the jet. Those ones we don't share. You get it. So the president can only tell you. For example, the jet, the Falcon that we have here. We cannot say specifically the things that are wrong with it. For security reasons, we don't say you don't share those things in public.
So rather you say that we can't buff with it. Rather, I'm asking.
But no, listen. You see, sometimes in communication, you get it. Everybody have his or her own way of coming out with issues and that thing. The person might not actually mean what you get it. What the person is trying to put across there, you get it. But it has all got to do with communication skills and that thing. So what I'm saying is that it's a purely security matter. We cannot share almost everything that is wrong with it because you may not know who is listening. You get it. So only thing that we can say is that it is not spacious. It travels to US and you have to wait for 12 hours, 8 hours before you can move again. You get it? Can you imagine the government the president have had a meeting in about 2 hours, in which the government can come back immediately or can move to another country for something. But because of the nature of the flight as it stands now, you have to wait. So normally, like I said, normally travels that the government can do it in 3 days. Sometimes it takes us what? 1 week. The 3 days or the 4 days in addition. You know the cost.
In the next 2 minutes, I wanted to respond to this. That do we think that with all that is happening,
yes,
you have made mention of the political dispensation,
yes,
where maybe your party or government feels you are doing the right thing, but your friends of the other side, I feel they have not done nothing. So there's a conversation that okay, probably they're not doing anything. Is it right to even have plans and contemplations to purchase a new jet in this era?
Yes, considering the nature or the state of the current one that we have, you get it. It is not being efficient, you get it. So you ask yourself that President George Weah rented it. Then you ask yourself, say, where did the president took that particular jet? And for how many days? You get what I'm saying? For how many days? But we are in a hurry to make sure that we get things done, we get things right for the betterment of our economy. We can't be wasting much time. And like I said, some of these things, you ask yourself, why would the government even want to consider it at this time? So you believe that the government is so insensitive that looking at the hardship
that's what you're looking at. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But you have not also considered the cost of the rentals that we have been paying.
All right, so you are telling that the purchases and the benefits will outweigh.
Oh yes.
Thank
For example, if we don't get it now, ask yourself, in the next 5 years, how much money we are going to pay for rentals?
All right, thank you. Just a minute to rebut. 1 minute.
First of all, President Weah rented our jet and traveled to the climate change conference. The same conference, Akufo-Addo rented private jets for £14,000 an hour to go to the same place. So if President Weah could fly here with our jet to that place, what stopped Akufo-Addo from flying the same thing? Because it was the same conference. They all packed at the same airport and they all went to the same conference and closed at the same time. So there is nothing special. And look, let me tell you, it is not true that our jet will have to fly only after 12 hours. Look, the time the jet flew to pick MPs from different countries, some from Germany, Holland, and the US, to Parliament so they can vote for 2022 budget. It was within 12 hours.
And who said that
the presidential jet?
You see, your engine is 1 hour.
When you spoke, I was just writing. So you can also take your point.
All right, okay, you have just 10 seconds.
You understand? So it is not true that you need that. And look, we are not against it because we don't like it or we don't know what is happening. Look, it is good to have a nice presidential jet.
But I feel the timing is wrong.
But this time
is wrong.
It is too hard.
Thank you.
The same way we against the Jubilee House. He mentioned it. Let me just use 1 second. The same way we were against the Jubilee House, we are still against this one. And we were against it, and we were against it. It was not like we changed our thoughts.
Thank you, Abdullah. Just 1 minute.
So what I'm saying is that as a country,
it's balanced.
Not really.
It's balanced.
Not really.
You see, as a country,
you started on this one.
As a country, we can't continue to be renting. We can't continue to. At a point in time, there must be a stop to that.
So there's a point that we have to stop the rentals and purchases. Okay, thank you,
so
thank you, gentlemen.
We can stop it now because we have our own jet.
Thank you, gentlemen. We can move to the next topic because my next guests are standing by. I have Ivy and Marianne standing by, and they are from the Ghana Health Service. And there is an ongoing sensitization program on malnutrition in children and women. So we need to also give them time to have that social conversation, health conversation. But I had with me Alassane Ibn Abdullah, who speaks for the National Democratic Congress, and he is the deputy youth organizer for the Odududu constituency. Thanks for coming, my good friend Alassane Abdullah. I had Mr. Emmanuel Kwatin, who speaks for the New Patriotic Party. They are going to have the delegate conference this weekend in Kumasi, as they are proposing to review about 36 articles in their constitution, among other things. All the best in delegate conference if I don't see you until that time. And thanks, gentlemen, too, for coming. And our guests are standing by. We're going to go on a quick turn. When we come back, Lady Julia Ijoma is standing by for that conversation. Do stay tuned.
As a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out. Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone, greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adra Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Set your future today. Cause the best of
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Sibi will make up now. I'm correct. What's your best mankasa? That's it. Oh, middle. You captures back on the Sibi make capsules. Me see CB men capsules na make a year.
Yeah, you see men and women's capsules na ye nim ne dada. And one year packaging na ye no fefe.
Wow! What a packaging! CB men, any CB women capsules no packaging is out. And you also no mood any bianza na wakodo ben pegi.
Share a painful any about town man kwada no fo. Any kwada ogun di fie du ye. Enka ho.
Susanna. Ghana man be man tamase.
Adoatv 0247 111671 and 0246 578 750. FDA aje edwedin kato yato.
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 05092 57754 020 9494 or visit our marketing decks at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with RwandAir today. RwandAir, the safest airline in Africa.
RwandAir, fly the dream of Africa.
Water, but when I get your man, and then so I'm order. The rock you are fire.
Malaria and tea. But you are yet more bono.
What you are doing?
Malaria there for you. Enti awo. I shouldn't the customers. When you say mammy, I smart. I perceive Malakio. I'm man the buyer or the eco school. Share. Say a pianisi berry market ni malaria and tea. I want to mean.
And now Emma will be around to walk. So we malaria test. Maybe one. And better one. And the CB Malakio. You didn't know. And now kick out bomb as soon as I CB Malakio. And no way so there. And I don't grow. I yet that shit.
A drawing your ma appeal for. About a woman for. Any quada won't you fear
Susanna. What would you with you?
FD Ashusha sa a jedi and crato imu aja to Muse again.
Unto us a child is born, Jesus Christ, the Savior of the world. Come join Adoatv Television as we celebrate our guest for Christmas with hymns and carols. Date is 17th December 2021. Time is 5:30 p.m. sharp, and the venue is the Holy Trinity Cathedral Anglican Church Car Park on the Accra High Street. Invited guests include Right Reverend Dr. Daniel Silvanus Mensah Toto, Bishop of the Anglican Diocese of Accra, Her Excellency Stephen Sullivan Sanders, USA Ambassador to Ghana, Her Excellency Janet Grace Mason, South African High Commissioner in Ghana, and many other dignitaries. Music performances, TMQ from Tema, Minister Terry Johnson, and Reverend Father Ebenezer O.K. Clotty. Remember, there will be a fundraiser to support orphanage homes this Christmas, so kindly come and support this worthy cause. Adoatv's 9 lessons and carols. Oh, let us out. Christ our Savior is born. Remember, all COVID-19 protocols will be observed.
Hello Ghana, hello everyone, greetings to you from Adoatv. Christmas is here again and we are ready to receive our Lord Jesus to make merry with family and friends and all our loved ones. But what of the underprivileged and the homeless? Well, good news is Adoatv is visiting orphanage homes this festive season to celebrate the birth of Christ. And as the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17, whoever is generous to the poor lends to the Lord. We humbly ask you to partner us, put smiles on the faces of these underprivileged ones this Christmas, and God will bless you. Kindly send all cash donations to MTN mobile money number 0591 557789 with the name Adwa Media Consult. Call us on 0246 375 837 to pick all other donations. God richly bless you as you give to support the underprivileged this Christmas.
Give them the best love you can. Save a child today. Give them the best meal you can. Set the future today. Cause the best of
Announcements on Adoatv. Contact Adoatv for your general announcements, proclamations and publications, job vacancies, etc. at a very affordable rate. Call 050-92-57754, 020-9494-258, or visit our marketing desk at Stepwork premises. Adoatv, bringing good things to life.
Welcome aboard the safest airline in Africa. With industry-leading safety measures to protect your well-being. The first in Africa to earn a diamond standard of safety. Offering a more contactless, safe, and seamless experience. Delivered with a smile by Africa's first fully vaccinated crew. Creating special memories that bring the joy back to flying, so you can continue making memories with your loved ones. Book your flight with Rwandair today. Rwandair, the safest airline in Africa.
Rwandair, fly the dream of Africa.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your time with, Pepsival Robertson, and I think it was Mr. Hassan, and then, well, I've forgotten the other one because my head is all into this health segment, this part where I cherish very, very much, especially when we're dealing with the vulnerable in society. And I can't do this by myself. Robertson did speak a little. He did introduce the topic for today, and we are discussing nutrition. He also said that it is or has become the prior agenda of Ghana Health Service, and because of that, they've given us a team to discuss nutrition in the vulnerable. And with the vulnerable, we're talking about children, and that is the reason why you have to call someone to listen into this, and that's why you yourself must pay keen attention here. So yes, this is for you. It's for you watching me, you in the marketplace. If you have to pull out your phone and watch this via Facebook, please do so. It is that important, and I can't do this by myself. Should I start from the gentleman, or they say ladies first? So let me do this. Madam Mariama, Mariama Abdul Rahman, you're welcome. You're welcome. How has the morning been so far? Especially with nutrition. Have you had breakfast?
Yes, I
okay,
breakfast
you do look like you've had breakfast.
Yes, I don't miss my breakfast.
Yes. He looks ready, ready to battle us on Ghana. I know he's seen some of our food and he's ready. And you've had your breakfast?
Yes, I did.
Some wache.
This time, not wache,
oh.
but banku, lice soup, and okra.
Wow.
But I just also want
talk about breakfast.
I also want to say that maybe you might get there. Okay. I'm from Ministry of Food and Agriculture.
Oh, okay.
I work with Women and Agri Development Directorate under the ministry.
Okay.
And basically we talk about nutrition, food safety, food processing or value addition.
Wow.
And gender.
And gender.
Yeah.
And gender. When it comes to food, is the gender part really? Because food, we all eat food.
Oh, as for that one, it is perfectly. But I'm saying that in my place where I work, these are the areas we handle.
You handle, okay.
But I
gender
happen
issues.
to be the head of nutrition unit at my place.
Now we are in for some real stuff. Genuine stuff. All right. And then my last guest is, of course, last but not the least, Madame Ivy de Souza Kramer. I love that name.
Thank
and
you.
that gives me some idea of some coffee that has been, anyway. Madam, how is your morning so far?
Very good.
And I hope you are from the Ghana Health Service.
No, I'm also from Department of Agriculture.
Oh, so you're all from...
I'm from Ghana Health
You
Service.
are from Ghana Health Service, okay.
So, Mr. Baji is actually my boss. I'm the district officer in charge of Women in Agriculture Development.
Okay, Women in Agriculture, how far is that?
We're not so, but we are doing very well.
We're doing very well with home gardening and all that.
Yes, promoting home
I'm
gardening.
getting my tools ready.
Yes, because when we talk about nutrition, we have to get the food before we even get to the nutrition aspect.
Exactly.
So we combine the production and somehow nutrition and hand it over to the experts of nutrition.
That's good. That's good. All right. So we want to zoom straight to our topic now. Why this? Why are we having this now? Especially, I don't know if you are looking at my chicken and my rice and the salad I'm going to be having this Christmas, or if you are thinking of, what goes into our plate or onto our plate. And as you described your plate this morning, I know Sasu is watering. I know Jonathan is salivating. I know you got a whole lot of them geared into this conversation just with the description of your morning plate. Why are we having this discussion? Why is this awareness now, here and now? Why? Okay, all right.
Yeah. Basically, we are promoting food production and utilization of nutrient-rich food. Yeah, but I want to make few remarks.
Sorry, before I just want to, because of my wide audience, yes, I would like it if you mix it with tree. Me, I'm not good with the tree, so don't mind me.
Good. Okay.
But where you say something and I want my Ghana people to hear, I'll put it in Ghana for them.
Oh, okay. So, I know the entire Wahano. You promote say ye dria in vegetables, we feature kakra promoting home gardening.
Home gardening.
Because Shakra assassin ayasa. Yan kofu bebe say, yent me nye farming, but nukre. Home garden, you have a lot of spaces I be okra unused. We feature kakra bit me dria niama containers classes say ye used to ye reduce waste, not ya yen into production. Nti ye produce bia e wo se ye church se de be ya odi aduane na nya se wo didi keke wo be didi na aduane no na wo benya ai be boa wo no han na ye promote. But I wanted to make few remarks.
Okay.
Before we continue, we want to thank Food and Agriculture Organization FAO for funding this project.
Okay.
And also the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, of course Ghana Health Service, and our farmers and the vulnerable. It has been a teamwork. And so far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yes.
Madam Ivy, what would you say are the objectives of this particular project? And I don't know if you've been able to hit on them. Sorry, I should say, Madam Miriam, I'm looking at you, but I got the name wrong. Forgive me. So, yes, what will be the objectives? And then who will be the target beneficiaries as well? For me, I know I'm part of the beneficiaries,
yes,
but go on.
You are.
Thank you.
So when you look at the team for the whole project,
we say we are trying to reduce malnutrition in women and vulnerable population through food-based approach. As Auntie Ivy talked about the home gardening, this time you say enuane na aya ye bohu de bru no you say ye chiro mo say de ombetumi aye edua enuane a enuane nuru ahye moma foods that are rich in nutrients. When you look at Ghana in general, we have a lot of malnutrition cases, which some can be kwashiorkor in our children, and then diabetes in adults, hypertension, some cancers, vitamin A deficiencies. A lot of these starts right from day one. Enuane yamfa ansha ye mofra ase. Eninti in future ne dey so bebre and e dey breye. When you look at the first 1,000 days of a child's life, it's very critical.
That's like two
yes,
years.
from conception to 2 years. A honor, it's like it creates a window of opportunity. Emma enyoma went to me anya ni year say a time you get this period to correct the things, most especially the stunting you talked about. Stunting simply means you have low height for your age. And you know, see within the first 2 years of life now, to correct. Even if you can correct it, is in first 2 years and you wouldn't get it after 2 years. And the project when you see your say, in fear, you say a trauma in what goes into what you eat. Nienti was a woody Adriano, and yes, I can say didi keka. Now woody bibia. We want to teach you near was a woody at the right time. And our face so and your ma and was a year. That's been unconquer in so be rare. And see a share farmers Greater Accra has a area specifically. Ya more in Mianini be so moonria. And I yet stretch omo a bimpono. Obi wo onim say we say but ohun ade obetumi ade aye say metumi ade cassava leaf aye kwan ade aye stew obi ho onim enti ye church omo.
So was that just a real example with the cassava leaves be stew?
It me the it's possible. It me the frafra kwan different ade ye kwan edi obi ho onim sa so you see enti ya church a fear about 500 households. This whole project has supported about 500 households, yes, and AMA happens to be part of it.
Wow, that's an eye-opener. Okay, all right. So after speaking about the beneficiaries and all that, you aim at promoting good health.
Yes, our aim is for them to adapt healthy eating habits.
And what are some of these practices?
So when we say healthy eating habits, you say you trust say Adrian Padie no is a form part of you. To say they will live your lifestyle. We want Adrian Padie to be part of it. And see when we are talking about healthy eating now, you see eat from 4-star diet. 4-star diet available locally, available foods are a wojum. And your baby are now back up of I'll
let you pause there because you are diverting into another distinct. So I want to do the translation, then I don't mix it up. Is that the Gans want to hear, Niashi wants to hear. So Niashi, all Madame Mariama has been talking about so far is that I'm saying it in English. Forgive. It was only Madame Mariama Leje Ghana Health Service. No ne kejeshi je no ne wie fe je akeshi. Ame nuchumona mechuoji. No ni ame to ni keje mene ke ya. Ke wo how do you say growing? Oh, she says it. She speaks Ghana, so you can help me. How do one year? Jane no fear no keke. Akeshi wake won do ade won do ade. Ni wole akeshi do ade ji no ni wojo. She ke won do ni sanini leko afata no ni wodo he. E wo do ade ba ne ken. Maybe bena maybe na me le akeshi do ade ba. Anyo ake fita wonu koma he. I'm right? Alu ake fita floor he na fi otumo mi ne ken le. E wo mene na wie ne ken na. E wo ken te hia. Iya try ma nkeni ne ba fe ni bi ko me blanks nke ba ye ko e wo ma fe no ko ke ba shi wo lo gran ke ba shi wo lo ke ba ama wa ko ni wo ye okay madam this is I want to help please help
o na to ba no ye ko to mo Ghana ne to dom ni mo fe mo je ke woni ye ni no ni wo ke dani wole mi na nche mbo ni timo dani le ni bi ko me to mo ke je vota mi ai gbenyo ji mi wo ko je vota ne ke akple ke fetu ide ti no ni wo yo ko ni mbada ye ga na ke chi ga komi kekenke si mokola ke si ka ha na ka komi kekenke ko flo tomatoes fio sabola e fio ke for side e ba wa ogbomo tue ni ka ke first star diet alo ko moko je ni kola bloti ma ke ba da bi wo ba no fe ye
wo no wo ni eni no ni wo du won
I will agree be ke wo chobo ni aba du e be woni timo wo ke Ghana Health Service be ba me wa me chobo ni aba ho ni e ko ni ka ariye ni e o wa adu ni ye ni ba fi papa wo ko odu ni oho won esa no wole ni oye ni kenji oye ni keke oye ni ko ni gbomo che anai senamo.
Okay. Thank you very much, Madam Ivy. You've done an excellent job. I think I would have gotten a C in this girl job. I did say my God, Madam would have been angry. Anyway, okay, so let's go to the 4-star diet.
So when we talk about 4-star diet, we are simply saying various food groups. We have groups of foodstuffs that we eat from. And when you are eating at a sitting or in a day, it could take you from morning to night at least. Should contain these 4-star diets.
So 4 stars in 4 groups.
Yes.
So
So the first star, which is staples, are very important. Staples are food groups that in reality to ayata edino. Yafani se banche, bayere, bodie, ebro, eyesa, ebusiano. Enu ye friend staples. Enu ye ntitu enduane ayeta di Ghana ha pa no no. Enu ye star 1. Ena afa so star 2 no legumes. Legumes beans ebusiano. So you have all the various types of beans that you can get in the market. You were rare, you were nkatie, was a group mu. After so you was star 3, I friend animal source protein. And no enuane a yenya efi emoa ho. Yemfa ne say ne kosia, chicken, your meat, your fish, your milk. Nyina enuane a yenya efi emoa ho. Sa group yi so eda eno nso nko. And after so the last part no the 4th star yen fruits, yen riaba, any vegetables, haban nuane di no. Enti ye bo obi akoko se ade be chin se obedidi. Bo modin se waduane bia obedi no. Ba ku bia emfi sa groups yi mu emra. Eno ene beboa ama onipadua no enyini yie. So wanye na say bia you eat from especially the fruits and vegetables. Obi will cry bear 1 week, 2 weeks, no indeed fruits. I na ni refi no ho. E bia ni juma edi. Enti sa wan di baako now jaba akwa. It means that you are not going to get all the nutrients from the groups. So these are the 4-star diets.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Waji wants to add.
Okay, me pese me de kakra kan de sister Mariama aka ne ho. Na ne me de ka ho ne se yenhwe dwumedi a omudi. Ye be sorry na ya ye adwuma. Ati ahoden a nipadua ni hia ne de be ye adwuma no. Staples na ye banche board menken ebro emo atoko ayuo flour wheat oat emu ne nya bread nti we no na be ma yenya energy a ye de be ye ya di nyina.
Okay.
Nti ase bi wom na yenya energy no obo as me call food fast. Nti oko food fast na unya energy required to keep the body and to do your other things. You free basal metabolic rate energy. As a body ni nya hwe no. Home so home.
Yeah.
Aba home. Moja enkoma. And to worry last cry no still you need some amount of energy to keep the body function so that the body will be intact. Okay. Ehode here na yede moja na de call up and down command so de bonyina is coming from sa banche body bayere emo ebro atoko ayuo bread any other oats ni adene na no if you are na ya ba legumes no
Legumes na a okan ho asem no so soya bean ka ho. Dawadawa kra ka ho. Bambara beans. Enkate. Rere ne agusi am so kan. Eno so omoboa ema yedi nyini. Me say ye nyina wie no ye de maintenance. Nti yan so kwa yan so mpanifo so ye hia bi.
Okay.
Ye de twa maintenance. Say me kasa em say obi abete mase because a dynasty ho na say ya maintaining na e be crack na one day collapse. Nti ye nyi so ye hia sa ne mani bi to do maintenance to keep the body fit and healthy. And enam ensiomunam kosia milk. And so boa ma body no di nyini. E mo fa ne di nyini na ya so de twa maintenance. Na ubohu. So enyina obehwa ya skin e bi o ha na eyeyi. Ya more nso enyini. Ye tinwe efu. Ni nyina ye body building. Niema a ye hia protein to do. Enti saa niema no ene boa ye ne so de twa maintenance na ya so de bia na ye look good. Enti say bi nso wo plate ni mu na fa aka ye vegetables no. Ano de ye fe no to protect the body, protection and also to help us fight disease. You do have no masa twin ye nyina ya dwen si say ye nua bi yare da hospital a e de na ye tokoma no. Oni na onfa ko yare ne ntem.
Okay.
Enti says ye nyina me kan say ye tiase pa. Enti na ye che say ye mpese be ka ko yare akako da ho a ye ni no more. Na body no enye solid. Na enko yare mayen. Na ya na ye san ka say yare ati atose. Enti adosu nti. Yare ati atose che say yare aye very common.
Okay. Come and tell us.
Anunti I was ye fortify with more fruit, more vegetables.
COVID by and cry you.
COVID by ye kasi ye build the immune system. Ye ko build ye then ye ko build. Sa vegetables yi and also ye diri ye ho ye di. Ye de build this immune system na COVID ni nua no makeka ho. Ye timi e de akonwo mu. Na de mesan de ka ho kakra wa ha no so aya na se de na sister ka no ye che bibi se enkama o vegetables and o fruit enye te se yensem ne dodo onye te se yensem fufuo ni banku no nye te se yensa ya me festi so na ona mo so
me say me hu obi plate wa ha pa
na ona mo so aye wonsa o hai
e ho de obanyame
na o legumes no so eno so aye we na je say what balance no ni a ebetimi keep body no solid and fit.
Okay.
The mesa de ka ho kakra wo anuane nan ya ka ho asemi. Vegetables no. Atode bia esija so e ma no che. Protection na ye ka se mo ye ho ban no na ya se fa. Eno nti ye besre na se ya no no britia na mu ahode na wo ho. Na timi aboa yen akita yen. Medical kasa yarewa bebre wo ho. Nti ye pese enya bambo enya ahon ne de boy ho ban na yarewa no ameyen a. Ene yen hwese kwan ye faso no yen sa vegetables yi. Na honde ne nwom. Na timi aboa busua ne nyina. Eno nti within 5 to 10 minutes you should be done with your vegetables. Eno nti ekwan ya ofaso a ye faso yetimi ye ntem kakra ma ye ne ebitimi ya TV sa ne se fenso si jasoma ne hu me wie ma se me ya fakọ gamma me wate
try
fenso si jaso
ake hani kenu amala no ne twa ewie beni ba afi ni wo ba ye wo vegetables ha ye gbe papa no ya ke ke be pia mi wo ho wo vegetables ne bi ocho wo no ni sani wona to fa lo meneni yo minisani adoa wa ni sani wona ye mi wona wo won ye le flow wo gbeji no ni gbe papa na echon ojino ni ke okay be femi na ba wie le ha I'll try and translate ma translate please go
enti fancy si jasoma ne hu ehu na ohohoro vegetables in the gumwa. Near 1, 2, 3 won't say na aye den. Aye ready. Me ana me ka me kase me say me try kontomre. And so you am the gumu 3 minutes. It was ready, very green and very tender to eat.
Yeah. 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Hot boiling water.
Yeah.
3 minutes the contemporary got done. And I'm here in Onkruma. And also mean 6 minutes. It cooked well, green, very soft to eat. And in a can wahane say aya na yem fata mo clock on to aduane ho and de ye ne sa but ne ye kan nyina ne say britia wan wo de agumu hot water mu na boiling water mu no de agumu sa no e woman no wa bibie na wa hwe say aye softer. We don't want the color green to change from green to brown. It goes brown, we have lost everything.
Okay.
And keep checking and see say it is so green but tender to eat. Not just a word wuja no na oyedi atwa so sa.
Okay.
And na to de bin so ayem kwan aye no. Abem kwan besi jaswa say de nyina yenim no. In the vegetable bia de sha ase bia ya condemn no. Inti ebeka be 5 minutes hu amo atue no. Na wo twitwa a lot of vegetables. Say nyina papum den o mpede na chese wajai. O pede a na wo twitwa vegetables. Na wo dia babe wo no. Inti ehu fa so kakra 1 2 3 4 5 bonse na so.
And it says soup no be stew. Ebe na ni stew.
Oh, why am but abem kwa twitwa nkaten kwa twitwa kontombe ni adigum da. Inti enye new practice. Enti but ye katam ayamfa begum.
Okay.
Na emu ahode no nyeden. Enwo ho ne enseve bisani ye. Ha ne yere kan.
Okay.
Enti se ne wo mfa dodo na be fa ne kakra se ne also one of family no momoje dura mo no mo a eho eno no. Enti eno so yem no sa. O de maminya o but mesa ba spices so. Do the translation for me.
Let me try.
Okay.
So in summary, none Mr. Abaji you offered. I see. Boni wa ba ho ni e. Kini ko wo ye, jini wo ye ni keke. The mommy actually me to fala adoa ni wa ba na ye mi. Koni gbomoche anna senamo. E wo waka hole pi, moko e tomoke adu e. Ba ko kini ba mala no. Be si. Be ni ba ba ni ebe. Simi no yo. Oye ni si ye wale ko be mi. E wo tomo boni yo to vegetable ko ba ho e. E check me 3 minutes. E ga kotomre. Okay no e tomo etwa. No ke wo mi 3 minutes no ba na le green. No e ko ye oye ni ona ke shiburenche oye ni. Burenche oye ni ona taste ni gbomo twen we na senamo. Ni ge engomi uneke e feel like 6 minutes. E wo ko hole na ka within some shortest time and no ni sta ni gbomo twen na fe obana. E ko le hola ko pe yomi e ba nyeji. Alo ke no ko po baba because oye ni papa na ka ni e fe e ba afuise. No ne in summer.
Okay.
I want to add a quick one.
Okay.
In tree. Ye ka say vulnerable. My DCB especially Emma any nkola. So ba nyima. Was odidi a nya say odidi ma ne ho kwa o. Odidi ama ne ho ni akola no ana nkola no a okra mo no. Enti say when didi papa, won say wan kasa akola na obe won before di akola no be ba kra no. Wa ma no how did that. But odidi ye say first that ye ka ye nkonja ba ako. Se utimi di ni na wi a unya aduane wo se wonya ma ho ani akola no before be we akola no one man foundation no of health not ya proceed with the akika no especially another one says especially here you see empese be kese we want to keep shape obi wa na akoto supplements bi na ono no ani niama na no su di niama bebraba but sen ka utimi hwe we didi mu yi a can you still keep in shape and have good health.
Okay.
So I semen kakranka ho on se me ye mensa say vegetables no bebre na wodi we ni kakra enam so kakra na we e che say we we a you are free to.
Okay, I just want to open the phone lines. I know that some of our viewers want to ask questions, add their little knowledge and all that. So the phone numbers are down there. You can call in, but make sure that when you call in, please move away from your TV set. I don't want to have, if you call in and we are getting the feedback, we'll just remove you because our time is very, very limited and there is still 1 or 2 things we have to touch on. So the phone lines are opened now. You can call in. I don't know if that sums there for.
Yes.
We are okay. So besides that, what are the other spices? Now Ghana they say spices. They okay. And one Maggi cube na ni. No one say come. And one cube. Cube na. But for me the minimum say, especially nowadays they town who niyama bi kakra ti say turmeric niyama ba. Into who they jina so my ni.
Kakra me pese me kan ne say cube no. Hwehwemu kakra de abase emoyen bebre menya ne nteye se kibu no kra ebinum de castrate aboa nti se ye de kibu castrate aboa na aboa ne ntimi ene obayi nhia biemu dia na se ye de yedwane na yensu ye di sa ne me ya yebenya effect kakra
castrate
enti
we dey katipa na so ayi
enti ne me kan se Ghana onyame adom yen wache yen natural spices bebre prekese ewo ho prekese ayana masada kan se prekese omo mo hypertension onu ana wonom a eboa o na che se eyedro sa ka eyedro ema yen nti ada na yen nyai keep ni yen fa ye ho nkobo prekese na onsa yen yare na yen kwamu nso nye hwam yenyina yenim de mekan obia o tie mi bia nim se prekese wo de to nkwamu a e ma nkwamu ye hwam aha na no obi nso so na mekodi nkwan bi mbisa se de na de to mo se wo de ayi kwa nsusu na ano nsu na eye de nti mi hu se se kwa nsusu aka ma ade nsu ye de a eni o se yanka mo me nsa nwe ho na kibu no yanka nche mo se wo mfo ma de na yenko ayi kwa ususa esanse yenyina yenimu se kwa ususa mamoja esama onkwam ye fremfrem a o de kibu a emamoja ye den aha ndi de meka ne se abusiafo mo amuti ma no pay kibu no mama ye nteso pa na ye ni nkonkohwe natural ne ma na nyame de den ache o my Ghana prekese ye wo garlic ye wo
ubesom kakra ma Sandra. Hello, good morning Sandra. Oh, Sandra, where the facha me emze me ma utrenka eche kakra wa umane so pardon me, you can try and calling again but to us mama
enti na me bobo ayinu natural spice na we dey make kaka ya drink keke me twi adwesi so yenim yenim ye wo Ghana ha ya e watwa ye ho asie yenim me bo prekese me bo hintia akoko mesa kwa unsusa
dawa
sade yenim no ayi ginger and so the spicy aduane ginger so obi o te Ghana ha bia be ka chem se ginger ye de ye ho aduro just bia I don't know me ka Ghana asemunti Ghana ha de yenim se ginger de ye ho aduro nti wodi aduro yi esa ka waduane ho yi wodi no na esa wo yare na onkwamu susu ye hwamma wo aha nti me kasa yan twen adwen kosi yan local spices so natural spices ni mfanye aduane na yan ma kibu no na ne baby na kibu no enye dan mo yan bebre sa
okay nti yemba imofra no especially babies we talked about babies up to 2 years
yes
nti yan ka omo so mo aduane de mo ase
so the medi kan ye no me ka say the first 1,000 days of a child's life is very important. Inti oba ufanyi sempe e wose uhu se e wose you take conscious efforts. Ade a obetumi aye anya apomuden ama wo ho ene oban anase nkwala na ewo wo yem no. Inti wo pe na wose wo ye den wo sha ase efri bra wonyema kopem se wo bewo. Eno ne sen ye sha ase with breastfeeding. Anase nufunsuo a ye de ma enkwala yesi oba sa wo a sa wo ti apomu na sa oba nso eti apo a within first 30 minutes de e wo se wotumi edi nufuo no esi akwala na no ye nti a ye ka sa ne se first 30 minutes sa wo di akwala na esi nufuo na no a ye wo bibi wo ha ye friend cholesterol ye yellow nsuo yellow bi efi nufunsuo no eba sa nsuo yellow no eboa pa ema enkwala no eboa ema mo adwene mu ebie ɛboa nso ɛbɔ mo ho ban efi yadeɛ ahodoɔ ho afei nso ɛma no funsuo no so tumi twe ɛba ɛma no funsuo no ɛba ntɛm ɛma wo ɔbaa no enti ɛwɔ sɛ wotumi bɔ mmɔden na wode ɔba no esi nufoa no within first 30 minutes of birth enti ɛno akyi no ɛdeɛ na ɛwɔ sɛ ɛyɛ no funsuo no nko a ɛne ɛsi yɛ bɛɛden yɛde bɛma akwala no enti a yɛ preach efi aseɛ ne sɛ healthy lifestyle no ɛyɛ den ɛnyɛ adeɛ a wobɛtumi ahyɛ aseɛ da baako anaasɛ opanyi wasɔre ɛnɛ okay mi begya nyoma bi a ɛnyɛ ɛma mi begya yɛ ɛnyɛ ɛnda fam saa nanso wo hyɛ aseɛ efi mmɔfra ase a when they grow it becomes part of them enti sɛ wode saa nyoma yi ɛhyɛ aseɛ a ɛbɛduru mmebi koraa akwala no nyoma bi unhealthy foods bi anaasɛ nnuane nnuro ennim wode ma akwala no koraa na ɔno ano onni enti yɛsɛ nufoɔ no nko a wobɛtoa so a kɔpem sɛ akwala no bɛnya 6 months ɛmfasoɔ bebree ɛwɔ ho ɛma wo ɔbaa no koraa wo save sika ensika nka wode bɛkɔ akɔtɔ formulas ne adeɛ nyinaa wobɛtumi save bi ɛde ayɛ bibi afei nso ɛbɔ akwala no ho ban efi infections ho wo maame nankasa nso ɛbɔ wo ho ban enti first 6 months deɛ yɛ start nufoɔ no within 30 minutes ne pɛ wɔ sɛ yɛtoa so akɔpem sɛ akwala no bɛnya 6 months na 6 months n'akyi ɛna yɛde aduane no ɛbɛhyɛ aseɛ
okay Mr.
Mpacho me de kakra ka ho da ubo yi abɔ akyɛ enye nnɛ so ɛyɛ na yɛhwɛ yɛ books no mu a percentage no na ɛwɔ fam kakra yɛ srega na man sɛ ɛmɔfra yɛ akyɛde onyame de ama yɛn no yɛ kora wɔ mu yi a ɛna ɔmo nso bitima babɛyɛ ebenya mfaso pii ɔman no
yes praise hello good morning praise okay sorry for missing you out there. I think the network is really not helping, so just exercise patience when we call you. It's not really, it's just a network issue. Thank you.
Nti mo fa nyame de chen aya kyede a yeso mu ne ye ni ya e be ma ye awofo anya so mfaso no man no so anya so mfaso na enye kwase ye ka se yenye exclusive breastfeeding nhwehwe mu akoso ye sample ye fankola fi other nations ne de test ye na ye hu se omo wie 6 months no now compare Ghana nkwala ne US kwa na omo height kwa ye pe new phones you no bibia nyame de bibia ye dan egum onim sa bofa ni sa a obedi ye aduane nti wode ne aduane ambofa ne aduane a ombetimi edi at the time a wode bibia ye dan egum ensuo wom aduane no wom de wode beboa na man de akonyare wom ya na me sa atwe adwesi bibi so ene Ghana ye service ye kasetia but me de kai ye ho bibi keke first obi nya apolo a ne ye mia no phones egu nani so adentia kese ye gidi se bibi wom nufuo no nsuo no mu ayeko infection and this an na akwara na etwe no so se yare bi kwa na eba na kon yare no nti na ebo no ho ban a yare wa anye den enche no nti o ma me otimi ya hospital kokra no emmem se de sister kasa obe service ka no obe save wo ho o man ne kra so enkala yare no mdoso na yakasa yemie children hospital children ward no mu na o man so kran so boa o ma me no kra o ma kwala no for fe no you can breastfeed on demand akra ne hia pe na o de ato nanum o hia pe na da ato nanum o hia na da to feed on demand akra on demand dia feed ha nti se o ma me no o ye na sa na pe wie anwumre anadwo boa kra bo ho ban free cancer ho ana san boa ema family planning kakra ema on san pick seeding into okra ma me kra apart from say wakra be yara be san we still time no okra so there are other benefit to you as a individual and another thing bi aya na me so metwe adwensi so no say na ntwie wo ne ba nge no na wache grass away
na biu
oya man nufo na no mu a kusi se na ntwe ba na nyine du baabi ansana wache no grass away na sa na nyame so ye nyame so anya ya bro akra ne ye nge no ani tender na onye ready to eat our food no nyame de ne dia ye den ama no and so ya na ye pray ho na ye de pese ye ne kontem na de ntema meka we nyina ne se ne organs ni nye ready to eat our food or to handle our food enti sa wo de ye ne kokoma na we are encourage we say 10 years onya kidney failure 15 years it misses her I just say abofra ne organs ni nye ready to take our food no ya force to amane use organs no at that age they do be na fail so until young to your boss ni enye go slow ne ye kan nye kwara ye be srepa ana sa wo mana se ma connect for ne nchen omunim do mbe cheche wa
okay
o diswa ebeba na a chance what me ato aso aye na ayi madam ba regional nutrition officer me ne nante kaka na okase se ba se bia ya te wase pains wo ho a wadwen wo pains ne so nti wadwen no is not relaxed to let the milk flow
okay
enti se oba tan wo wadwen mu ye sound there the milk will flow enti se bia biribi nti milk ni flow wo de ni o mu nurse for ne nchen o mu tie wasemu a they will know where the problem is and give you near some of the mawa ebema nufo na eden aba na yetimi emasa nyame de ye odi ama wo mu na yetimi di ama mo fra na ama wo so ya start wo mu well
okay
na ye to aso a je say aboa ye mo fra no
o se madam my be person o de me be kan ho
me say ya jan cry for no te me summarize die
me do
ne sister aka ewo no ni brake sister yem ta magla me ye ga me fi o to mo wo wie yo holosane ewo no na me yo ji ke yo hie ho no fo ko holo no oye ni papa ke asi be ni o ba fo o ko fo pe within the next 30 minutes sanoha obile fofo agenda nko achole cholesterol ko hale na ka fofo no cholesterol ye me agbele ejomo mi colostrum okay ko hale na ka ni epe e ba agbele ejomo mi e ba agbele ejomo ni from 30 minutes ke asi 6 months sano hale fofo ko hale fofo na ka no ba na ke se ba na hewale ke adowa ni sanena then after 6 months wa hale ni eni to boni Mr Peter wie ko ofa bekeni o boy ni hale ma dako egbomoto e se ko be ni organs ba atuni o ko fe na katom o forcele o be ni ba datom 15 years 10 years aka kidney failure at age isa ni na kai wale see because of ni wo fe ni bi ekpakpa ke je mo no ani abale na ka o mi nta masa mari na ka je me feel ake fofo ehiawa na ni kpakpa ba acha no after 6 months
all right, that's what time we have us do, but before we go I know you want to wrap up just a minute each. I don't know who want to start, so maybe Madam Mariam, you start for us, just 1 minute.
Okay,
I'd advise a word in whichever dialect. Let's hit it.
Okay.
Yes.
So we would like to urge everyone to try to adapt healthy eating habits as early as possible. I was say yeshase ye mofra ehase a enu na ye mpanyimbre mu yetumi eye. So the medi kan no. Healthy lifestyle no emba na da baako. Utumi say it's something like it forms abet na ye mu ade a our everyday life habit. Enti enuane pa sa when ni enuane pa anche for a very long time it becomes part of you. Sa so na wudi aduane pa for a very long time it becomes part of you. Enti ye pese ye bo obi akoko se efri especially ye mofra no.
Okay.
Ye sha se efri hono mu a enu na ye nyina ye nya ne yie. E na no so ebo ye ho ban e ma oman no so ekoso. Wunyina a time a ebianke wasa wudi ye adwuma service ka retirement we enjoy now in hospitals all because there were some things you couldn't do right at the beginning enti ye sha se ntem a e na ye nya ne ntem. Thank you.
Mr Peter Boache pacho rap
ayo enti se me so me rap na ne ye kasa na se ja complementary feed na omudi 6 months ho ne kona adofo amutie ye ne ye ka nyina ne se mofa no so munya 4-star diet na enti omoduane no ye hwese vegetables wom legumes wom insumunam kosua ana milk ni bi ewom na ye bro ni banchi de ende je say ye common tea eno so ewo ho Esremo emofra no yenim se muntimi enwe vegetables nti yentwimfra. Yempe the fish powder na no so me yemfa ngono. Kusua de emre ye de fred ni mama easy. Enam kra ebetuma no ma na yemre ne yatwi e de afry because esa ye mama for 4-star diet na omutimi de enyini in the mind, enyini in the body to be the people we want them to be. Aha na fe de make say de yakasa bebre me say udua edua kra na de fertilizer egu ase say e pese enyini frefe enti enua kra ye dwi ho mo good nutrition adofo nom na yenso yete ho ye den enti besremo na yenso ya mana yenso ehia yense aboa kra ya say kotofe poultry feed amana mana di krama nyina kraman na ebinum krama dua ne omudi enti adofo no ye besre na yenso ya hwe ye de ne yie na yenso so yetimi anya hoden etimi de aye adwuma aboyambra ma yenso de say ye netimi ye wie ma no asi.
Okay, Madam Ivy.
The mini animal ka bebe kakra me de be ka ho no. Before you be that tie for ase. Na ya da doa TV station so ase. Ba kakra me mechanic say ka say healthy eating na ye obi say just say kofafa ma no ne ba. Da bi ni nyina wo Ghana ha ye mark ye nuane aye di no. The way obe balance no. Eno pe na wo say ye hwe ho yie. Enti na I say Department of Agri, any Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Women in Agriculture Development, ye nyina ya cabo any Ghana Health Service. Enti no a collaboration na ye from production no up to utilization. Enti no you are around. Our offices are open to the public. Onya advice via obetimi aba obetimi akọ Ghana Health Service and obetimi aba Department of Agriculture. Monti na ye wo ho. Ka de ka cry ye wo aye the best support the mo ye deda no. Our doors are open.
Thank you very much. So, thank you very much, Madam Ivy. Thank you very much, Mr. Boache. And thank you also, Madam Miriam. Thank you to all our viewers. You joined us, right, from 6:30 and you stayed tuned up to now. And I know that you've been happy with everything we brought to you today, especially this part, right? Yes, I know because I have learned a lot. But make sure that as you are going away, you didn't just hear and you're going to drop it. The best way that all they have said becomes good to you and to me is if we start implementing them. And as you heard them say, it has to start right now. Start today. Don't procrastinate for tomorrow or next week or maybe after Christmas. I can see those who are saying after Christmas because of what the meat you have in your freezer. But please start now. The volume of your vegetables, of your bodybuilding foods, of your protective foods and all that starts right now. Remember, drink lots of water, sleep well, stay healthy. We want to see you in 2022. So from me and the AM Ghana team, we are saying have a wonderful day. Let your day be blessed. We'll see you tomorrow right here, 6:30 a.m. Bye-bye.